shiny, their eyes were burning red. They had no meat or feathers, these chickens were dead. They picked the farmer up and he died by the claw. They cooked them extra crispy and ate them with coleslaw. Everybody! Those chickens in the sky.
Essential Morning Radio. All day and all night.
621 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Jess Hooker has the weather. Jess? Hello?
I'm so sorry. Q95 Fox 59 weather forecast. Today is sunny, high of 83. Tonight, the low is 62.
Thank you very much. Well, let's see now. We have your shot at some serious cash coming out throughout the morning here on Q95. Just ask Mr. Jeff Bassel or Bastley or I have no idea.
Bassel, the Bassmaster.
Okay, the Bassmaster. Let's just call him the Bassmaster.
Big Mouth Bassel.
That's the trick. Pay attention. You could be walking around with an extra $1,000 in your pocket until you spend it on cool stuff. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Happy to be here. Let's see now. Things are a little bit different today. In the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom, it's Jess Hooker sitting in for Christy Lee. The shorn Josh Arnold
Did it himself.
Yeah.
gave himself kind of a crew cut thing over there. Hope it didn't take away your comedy powers. We'll find out.
I don't, Oh, no!
What have you done?
Oh, boy. Samson of comedy. Willie G's in the hot box. There's Chick McGee. Ace is our engineer. This is Tom speaking, and Pat Godwin's across the way.
Hello.
In the other building. We're watching him on the screen. You can, too, on YouTube if you like. Thank you very much.
Now, your son is wearing sandals today.
Yeah, I haven't seen him. He was
Like
gone all
a
weekend.
gentleman with no socks. That's right. If you're wearing sandals with socks, stop it.
Yeah, but you're anti-sandal.
I am. Well, unless you can put your feet in the ocean, then you can wear sandals.
Well, ever since Chick grew the beard, he wears sandals. People think he's Jesus.
I don't think they do.
Jesus didn't.
Chick, do you like how you're not even wearing sandals?
No,
and he managed
all
to
of a
make fun of you. For me wearing, I like the sandal.
I was going to ask your father if he's ever worn sandals.
Not for 50 years.
Oh, did you wear them in Haight and Ashbury and
No.
down there?
Over in Italy when you were getting cats?
No, when I was at camp, I think once. I don't like them.
What do you wear on the beach?
Yeah.
Like
Tennis shoes.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You dress on the beach exactly the way you're dressed right now, don't you?
Pretty much.
Yeah, probably.
Jeans, long sleeve, button-up shirt.
Pretty much.
I was in the beach early weekend. I had a bathing suit on. I don't know.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I was in the water most of Saturday and Sundays.
All right.
You go in waist up, urinate?
No.
I don't believe you.
Were you just slathered in protection?
Oh, I have a special cap that I wear and a special shirt that's
I'll bet you do.
UV 100, et cetera.
Is that the French Foreign Legion?
Yes, I had the French Foreign Legion hat. I got a picture of me wearing that. Then, of course, my face covered in white paste, so I look like the Joker has just joined the French Foreign Legion. Yeah, but no, not a sandal wearer, thank you.
All right.
I haven't worn a sweater in 50 years or worn sandals.
You guys don't even know I was wearing sandals with real sandal wearers.
That's right. When they first brought them out,
I did have a
Being
pair
the
of sandals.
apostles.
I did have a pair of sandals that were the bottoms were recycled tires.
Oh, how'd they feel?
Well, the tire part faced down.
No, right. But I mean, did they have like bounce and did it feel pretty
they
good?
were fine. I
Huh.
thought that was sort of the first time I'd seen anything recycled.
When you
I
ran
don't know
and
if
then
they-
stopped real quick, did you leave skid marks?
No, I know that you leave skid marks pretty much right after breakfast.
That's right. Yes. I'm just sharding it up all day.
You know what? Your superpower is you can insult anyone no matter what we're talking about.
My parents never taught me how to wipe. I'm so fat. I'm the fattest. I am fat. Nobody's fatter than me. Nobody's fatter than me. All I do, I eat and jerking and eat. Take them panties off and put the salami on. Help me with the breadstick.
Look at him. You can't help yourself.
Sorry,
You think with this body I could actually wipe myself? He's right. I have a team of wipers and
Come
towels.
on.
now, you're aware that the sumo wrestlers have to have that.
Yeah.
That's where they work their way up.
The guy's
Boy.
coming up. That has to
Yeah.
be your gig.
How about that?
Yeah. I suppose that would work in anything. But if you really got to want it, I wanted to be an NFL quarterback.
You think doing rounds as a doctor's rough? Wait till if you wanted to be a sumo.
Well, congratulations on the sandals, Willie.
Congratulations.
Are they open toe?
Way to go.
Thanks, you guys. No, yeah, it's an open toe pair of sandals. When I worked at a summer camp 5 years ago, I wore the same pair of sandals. It's a good sandal.
Oh, there you go. Nice sandal.
Oh, yeah, I bet they smell.
Good sandal.
Yeah,
Do
okay.
you share your father's foot odor problem? Never mind. Let's not get into that. Isn't that true? You have to air your shoes out? Isn't that a fact?
No, I wear powder. I take my socks. You throw the powder
What's with you and the powder? You wear foot powder? You wear ball powder?
Mr. McGee, my client is here on his own free will, and
I'm sorry. I'll rephrase the question.
You don't like the powder?
I don't use the powder. I manage to stay pretty dry in those areas and not have any odor.
I just like the powder.
okay, all right, do it, do you?
Keep everything lubricated.
I see you getting all
that's the
stinky
opposite.
and
That's
your feet are gummy and
No, not at
it's all tacky. And,
You take your sock, you open it up, you take the powder go like this and pop it on, and then there's powder flying
Gotta
everywhere.
feel horrible.
You can probably see it.
then you go, you comb your hair. And then,
Is this a product from today, or is this some product you stocked up from 1963?
oh, is this like, Dr. Hannibal's
Powder in the morning and then sweat all day. When you take your socks off at the end of the day, do they use a cast saw?
At least you made a couple of biscuits in there, I would think.
When this whole coronavirus thing started, I was concerned about things running out, so I have probably 6 of those containers of what's it called, Gold Bond.
Oh, yeah, they were rushing for that, were they?
I want to be careful. I don't want to run out.
And you don't want the mentholated Gold Bond, or the green can.
I've gotten used to that. It's
No kidding.
Oh yeah, it gives you kind of a nice.
Oh, a little refreshing.
Remember the commercial for the guy that got slapped with the, thanks, I needed that. Yeah, same thing for the scrotum. Just to remind you in the morning.
You don't want to smack it,
Yeah,
though.
it's like smoking Salem's. It gives you
I see.
a little bit of menthol. Oh, mentholated sack. I see. Well,
How many shampoos do you have in your shower? Or is this your shower or is this everybody's shower?
well, no. I mean, I have Kelly and I have the same shower.
Oh, I didn't know that.
For now.
I think that's the first time that's ever happened.
Well, Pat, I would shut up if I were you. But the shower you're currently sleeping in, I own, and I have the ability to lock it.
Good point.
Yeah, no. I actually use the same shampoo that my little kids use.
Is it a 2-in-1?
No more tears?
No more tears?
Yeah, the baby shampoo.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, that's
It's the best.
my dad had a very similar hairstyle to you, and he used the same thing.
Pretty much a scalp massager.
Hairstyle. I chose this.
I'm not giving him a hard time. I've seen my future, and it's very similar.
Yes, I've seen the future, and the future is Kojak.
How many shampoos you got in your shower there, Jess?
Oh, 7, 8. I don't know.
Yeah, for almost every woman, it's the shampoo museum, the history of shampoo.
Sure.
Depends
And again,
on the day.
my objection is just for some reason the more expensive the shampoo, the more difficult it is to read. They make the letters really tiny, and they put like dark silver on black. So you're in the shower there. I had to go turn all the lights on to see what's just the shampoo and the conditioner. It's,
Why are you showering in the dark?
Yeah, turn some lights on.
Shameful with the lights on.
I don't like to look at my own.
What are you, me?
I just woke up. I like kind of a dim.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. He's a never nude. He showers in jean shorts. You know he does.
I'm sorry.
I have 2 different shampoos and 2 different conditioners.
Oh, really?
I go back and forth.
I got the one shampoo and the one conditioner.
How about you, Ace? I know you don't have the Cutco scissor money. You got the 2 shampoo, 2 conditioners money?
No, just like a swab and
Swab.
Swab, watching bottom line Ace. Yeah, that's
makes
right.
sense.
Frugal Ace.
Prel.
Little strawberry essence.
Do they still sell Prel?
I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
You can
so.
get it at the drugstore for sure.
Prel was the one that had the commercial. They dropped the pearl, and then it just sort of.
Slowly, how thick it is.
Yeah. Of course, my favorite, I've mentioned it many times, G, your hair smells terrific. Have you ever seen a bottle of that, Jay?
Yeah, actually I have. It was like a vintage thing, but yeah, I've seen it.
That was short-lived company. They tried to come out with some feminine hygiene products. That kind
It wasn't
Oh,
hair.
yeah.
didn't go well.
Is that true?
Yeah, G,
No,
your-
of course not. It's true. Stop
boy.
that. She believes you.
and they had one for cleansing the backside.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Is it time for sports?
Dearest Tom and crew, My wife and I team truck drive and listen to your show. We're from Northern Kentucky. We've been listening for years. My wife is a prude, stuck up, full of herself, just like Tom.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Since Willie's been on the show, I found her listening to your show. She just admitted she likes it, and she especially likes Willie.
That's nice.
I don't know or even care what you're doing different, but keep it up. You've gained another listener.
Well, how about that?
Yeah.
So what does he do if they're driving the truck together? Does she put on headphones?
Well, maybe so. As
You
we
hear that?
continue-
You read the whole letter, and then he got to the thing that he was worried about. He goes,
Yeah.
wait, no, they're in a
How
team
are
to
they
trust
listening?
together.
So as we continue our journey across this beautiful country of ours, just know you've made one husband delightfully pleased. I no longer have to listen to her bitching about what I'm listening to.
Okay, I don't stand by that.
Yikes. Okay.
Got this
They
suggestion.
sound like they spend a lot of time together.
That took an insane turn.
Do we still do ringtones? Is that a
Yeah.
thing still? People do that?
You mean like download a ringtone
do
or
people- is
change
that-
it?
Do people still do that?
Like
Yeah.
a song? Yeah, sure.
Dear Bob and Tom, writes Brian, would you please make the Josh song a ringtone and give him 69 cents for every one you sell?
So fat, I'm so fat. I am the fattest, I am
Oh, wait a second, I got a call.
nobody's fat.
We'll look into that.
That would be amazing, yeah.
I would like that.
I've got like R2D2 for my text tones and
Oh,
all
what a
sorts of
dork.
stuff.
What
What
a
are you talking about? It's really cool sounding. What's wrong with you?
So when I text you, it goes beep, boop, boop, beep, beep.
It goes wee wee wee.
That's nice.
Hang on a second. I think it'll do it.
I take it back. That is cool.
Here, wait, here.
I want that.
Wait a minute. What's this noise? I got a text from Josh.
There
That
you
is
go.
really joyful.
Now, does that only do it if it's from Josh?
No, it's all my text.
Anybody text you? Okay.
Yeah, I can personalize, but I've got this one too. And
Who's that from?
that's R2 flying into the Death Star.
Well, right, but that's got to be, you got to use that one for somebody special.
Yeah.
So you can assign each person a different tone when they text you.
Yeah.
I've got this one. That's the communicator beep from Star Trek.
Sure,
it's
sure,
way
yeah.
off in the distance, though. Yeah.
What kind of spare time do you have?
Oh, I've got hours. Oh, here's. Can you, God knows I've got hours. Here's the name this sound.
Oh.
Back to the Future?
Back to the Future. That's the Back to the Future twinkle.
Nice.
Yep.
Check you. I'm glad that you don't smoke weed because if I had this on my phone, I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's back.
Oh yeah. And I've got all these different. That's the UK dial tone.
Sure, yeah. That's
Wow, he spent a lot of time on this.
This is Mr. Floyd
Wait a
calling for Mrs. Floyd.
Yes, hello. This is.
Maybe this would be good for a podcast because I'm getting sleepy.
Well.
Hey, Pat, I'll tell you what.
You're the one.
Before we get to sports,
Oh, no.
how about a song?
What would
Pat?
you like to hear, Tom?
Well, I was thinking of your treatment of the classic camp song because right now only a handful of camps are out there up and running, and it just is there's so many awful things about this whole coronavirus era, but not having summer camp to me is the worst.
how do you think Jason Voorhees feels? Bored to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anything like that go on at your camp?
Any killers running around?
No, is it surprisingly
Kids slowly
no.
start
No,
missing?
was
The
that
real Tom Griswold hasn't been seen since 1965.
This is the replacement Griswold.
replacement,
I knew
yes.
it.
it was a great time, super fun. And but you have the greatest camp song, of course, ever written, Alan Sherman, Hello,
Yeah.
Hello, Fada. But you have a variation on that, Pat?
Yeah, this is about dating during these times. Here we go. Hello, neighbor. Patty G here. Since Corona, we gotta stand clear. You're so pretty. Are you single? It's hard to meet someone these days when you can't mingle. I sent a drone with a sweet letter. It said, let's hook up when times are better. She said, I really want to see you. I have no symptoms, just a little diarrhea. So we texted and started clicking. Corona romance seems to be sticking, but we have to keep our distance at the Center for Disease Control's insistence. She's a drinker. Me, I'm sober. She is 40. I'm somewhat older. She goes to church, and I'm a sinner. I love the Beatles. She says she digs Leonard Skinner. Because of Corona, we were just waving Now we've started misbehaving.
Oh, boy.
We FaceTime nightly, and I'm thankful. Her top is off, my pants are down around my ankles.
Ah, yes, romance in the modern world.
Remember that? Pat likes the out of doors.
Love in the
I
time
love a
of Corona.
parking lot.
Parking lot.
That was great.
That's his love nest. Any parking
you.
lot, USA.
I've been imprinted somehow.
Walmart parking lot or
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
Oh, that's nice. Give the kids a little something to see.
Sort of a higher class of MILF.
You like, yeah. You like
Absolutely
that,
true.
You like that look of a half-exposed breast under a
I like a
dome
nice
light.
open-toed sandal and a yoga pant.
Get some delicious Greek yogurt dip when you're done.
Half exposed breast underneath a dome light. That's poetry.
Gives off that special glow. Now, let me ask you something about, you got a new car, I understand.
I did.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Does your car have that thing where you can change the colors of all the lights inside the car?
I just saw that commercial for the first time yesterday.
Yeah, I've
sure.
seen this commercial.
It's like
too.
a dance floor in my car.
So yours does that? Wow.
So now, since I know you obviously spent hundreds of hours on your ringtones,
I don't know what you're implying, but go
rather
ahead.
than perfecting a vaccine to
That
cure
was
coronavirus.
that was 2 minutes of rock solid comedy on the show. Go ahead.
Wait, were you implying that Chick should have figured
Yeah, he
out
should
the
be
vaccine
working
to the
on-
coronavirus?
Sudden, me and Fauci? Is that
We're
what you're
waiting
trying
on
to
you,
say?
pal.
He's waiting on me.
No. I'm glad you're
By the way, Fauci's
devoting
an
your
idiot,
time to
evidently.
devoting your time to a good cause. But so what have you spent hundreds of hours figuring out how to relight the inside of your car?
Well, you know what? Oddly enough, I figure it out, and I think the automobile manufacturer has drivers in mind, and you just have to follow the prompts and think a little bit instead of sitting there staring at your monitor, wondering why it won't do what you want it to do.
Or do what I do. I called my friend Josh, not you, Josh.
Right. No,
Remember I told you when I got...
You called a guy to have him come over and set the lighting in your car.
No, when I got up Friday morning, that check engine light thing came on.
Oh, that's right.
Was it the gas cap?
Which should say, your day's about to be ruined. Like, no, he told me what to do. It was very simple. After 16 variations on a certain button, I found out what it was and got it taken care of.
Good.
By driving over to the car dealership and having them fix it. So,
Were you the person that one time you had to drive to the dealership just to figure out that you didn't actually have a touchscreen on your car? Is that your story?
No, it couldn't be.
That there were buttons and not a touchscreen?
You kept pushing the screen.
He kept pushing them and didn't realize that it was actually button-based?
Sorry.
All right.
Boy, having Willie on the show is a blessing and a curse. Isn't it?
It really is. You're regretting and appreciating your decision all at once.
I'm having fun, you guys.
Okay. Yes, you are. We're having fun.
We have another huge fan of the Josh song.
I think we have a theme for
This
today's
comes to us
show.
from Jordan, and he is a personal trainer.
Oh.
But he loves your new song.
All right. Well, thank you, Jordan.
Is it entitled "Nobody's Fatter Than Me"? I don't know.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Okay.
How about nobody's fatter, parentheses, than me?
Oh, okay, good. I love it when they do that in the singles. Thank you very much. Coming up in sports.
NFL news. Today's the day for the Redskins. If you got that Redskins merchandise, get rid of it or keep it forever. I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever you want to
Don't
do.
take it out of the package and auction it off in 50
Right.
years.
I have an Aunt Jemima bottle wearing a Redskins jersey. Did you think that's worth something now?
Anything about Uncle Ben's rice or anything?
No. Remember how he got the haircut and the comedy went away?
Oh, yeah,
okay,
that's
good.
right. Yeah, that's
okay,
right.
sorry. I'm glad you're wearing black. It'll come in handy. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
For a complete copy of the Bob and Tom Show contest rules, go to bobandtom.com/contest-rules or just scroll down to the bottom of the page and see contest rules. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, this is comedian Tim Cavanaugh, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Rolling through a Monday with you. It's July 13th. I'm Mark Allison. Thanks so much for joining us here on a Monday morning. We couldn't do it without you. Bob and Tom, not necessarily known for their Monday shows, but today an exception. So we're glad you're here with us. Jess Hooker doing news, sitting in for Christy Lee. And we'll have Reno Collier zooming in later this morning right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Multiple reports say Washington's NFL team will get rid of the name Redskins today. It's unclear when a new name will be revealed for one of the league's oldest franchises. USA Today, ESPN, The Washington Post, Washington Times, and Sports Business Journal are reporting that owner Dan Snyder is set to retire the Redskins name. Cole Custer became the first rookie winner in the NASCAR Cup Series in nearly 4 years, surging to the lead in a 4-wide final lap scramble yesterday at Kentucky Speedway. And Felix Rosenqvist passed Pete O'Ward on the next-to-last lap and earned his first career victory in the second half of the IndyCar doubleheader in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Hey, this is for you, Josh. You know whose birthday is today?
I don't.
Jessica Simpson, 40.
Ooh. Oh, 40. Man.
She has a very confessional book.
Yeah, I bought it for my girlfriend. She read, I think, 25 pages.
Did she leave it? I'll read it.
I could probably get it for you.
A failed gift? Is that what you're talking about?
I think we're done. I think that's it. We just move right on.
Time now for things we learned.
Hey, I pulled a Pat.
Wow, that's like something I do.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7. It's not on air. It's online.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
And now, a message from Bob and Tom Pharmaceutical Labs.
Honey, I brought Bill home with me. We're going to watch the game. Can you make us some sandwiches and bring us a couple of cold beers?
Well, sure, sweetie. Can I get you anything else?
Not right now, baby. I'll let you know.
Hey, Jerry, I can't help but notice your wife sure seems happy these days.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
You're not kidding. I mean, she used to be such a, so mean and so depressed all the time.
Not anymore. Now she loves to cook and clean, and our lovemaking has been incredible. I mean, she can't get enough of it. She's like Betty Crocker in the kitchen and Paris Hilton in the sack, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Hey, what's making her so happy?
Well, she was on all kinds of drugs and antidepressants, Prozac, Paxil, Wellbutrin, Librium, Valium, but none of these seemed to work. Then we found this new drug.
What's it called?
Sleazium.
Sleazium? That's right. Sleazium. Sleazium has complex proteins and molecular protease inhibitors to control mood swings. Sleazium also contains a compound with skank factor enhancers that drastically increase your lady's libido.
And since Sleazium contains time-released amphetamines, you wouldn't believe the energy she has. Last week, she built us a new patio deck.
Sleazium? Wow. Sounds like a pill I need to get for my wife.
Honey.
Yes, dear.
I've got an idea. After the game, why don't you boys go down to the strip club? I thought I'd change the oil in your truck and clean the gutters. But hurry home. I'll be waiting.
See what I mean? She's happy when she does her chores. She cooks and cleans and mops the floors. And when we get behind closed doors, ooh la la. Thank you, Sleazium. Thank you, Sleazium. Honey, that dinner was great. Lobster bisque, turkey and dressing, medallions of beef. Boy, am I stuffed.
Well, I hope you're not too full. Why don't we lie down in front of the fireplace, and I'll give you your dessert. Oh. And why don't I go chop some firewood?
Thanks, honey. And thank you, Sleazium.
Sleazium from the Bob and Tom Pharmaceutical Labs. Warning, Sleazium must be taken daily. Missing a single dose may cause headache, fatigue, and the urge to murder your husband. Sleazium. Try it today. It's got the secret Sleazium edge. What is it? The edge is that it contains not one, but two drops of retsin.
Thank you, Sleazium. Thank you, Sleazium.
Hi, this is Nick Griffin, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Joining us in the studio, comedian Ed Yeager.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Ed. How are you?
Good.
Good to see you again.
I'm glad football season's almost here. I love football.
I do too.
I was I was in a hotel room, and I was watching a football.
It's 46 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Yeah, that is certainly the case. A quick update on the forecast from Jess Hooker.
Q95 Fox 59 weather. Sunny, high of 83 today. The low is 62 tonight. Sunshine all week, some clouds later.
Welcome to the show. Language is a funny thing. A lot of words are hard to say.
Fox is one of them.
Let's start with shoot.
And shut.
And can't. Yeah, okay, good. Be listening to win some serious money. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. I say we're going to hit the mailbag hard today.
Is that what you say?
That's what I'm going to do.
All right.
If you want to get a hold of us, the mailbag is actually this electronic screen in front of me, and you get to it how, Josh Arnold?
What was the question? I tuned out.
It's the hair. I don't think any of us are really here today. I don't know if that's going to be a problem or not.
You cut your hair. Would you cut your ears off, too? God, it's unbelievable.
I think that was a nice moment of comedy, Josh. You brought us together.
You know what? The way you are in the morning sometimes, that's the way we are this morning, okay? Sorry.
If you want to reach us, it's Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. We'd love to hear from you. For example,
you can
Tom,
text us.
Please introduce the rest of the jackasses on your show. Okay, happy to do that. Jackass engineers, Ace Cosby. Jackass sports dude is Chick McGee.
Amen.
Jackass sidekick, Josh Arnold. This is Tom. We're in the big room, separated by the
glass and wood and
10
carpeting.
feet of carpeting and glass. And then behind the glass in that glass room, it's Jess Hooker. That's the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom. She's sitting in for Christy today. And then in the hot box over there, it's Willie G. And then Patty G., no relation, is in the other building. We're seeing him via the screen. So everybody's separate.
All us jackass.
Okay, very good. Let's see. Our first letter of this break. This is from Jordan. Want to thank everybody in the show. I use the Bob and Tom app, and it makes taking our dog out for long walks enjoyable for both the dog and for me.
Oh, okay.
She knows when the radio comes on and hears your voices, we're heading to the local park.
Cool.
So isn't this the weirdest? They always credit, what's his name, Pavlov for the Pavlov dog thing.
Right. Yeah.
Anybody who's ever had a dog or a cat and an electric can opener knows, well, this is pretty obvious.
Or car keys.
Dog hears can opener, here they go. So this dog hears our voices and goes, aha, time for a walk. Well, good puppy, good girl, good doggy. Thank you very much. But whatever you've got in your mind, we'd love to hear from you, I should say. We have some letters about all kinds of things, including dating and the new Josh song, which has become a underground hit.
So far, no letters about how much people like my new haircut.
Okay.
That's I guess they're just waiting to tell me.
Yeah. Okay. Once again,
I like it.
I don't.
It's kind of a quarter-inch.
I don't like it at all.
At all?
At all.
Hates it.
Oh, here's a letter.
Okay.
Dear Bob and Tom, listening to some past episodes, and I enjoy the show every day, I realized that Tom would not be able to work at a sperm bank.
Why is that, I wonder?
Every time a client would walk by, he'd have to look at him and say, get a load of this guy.
Get a load of this guy. Okay, very good. Very good.
How about that?
Okay, well, right now we're going to dip our toes into the world of sports. Are you going to open up with this huge story about the 200 meters record that wasn't?
First, Redskins NFL team. It looks like today they will announce the Redskins game. The Redskins name is going away. It's unclear when a new name will be revealed, but according to sources, today will be the day that the Redskins name is retired. After almost 80 years of being an NFL name, it's no more. USA Today, ESPN, The Post, Times, and Sports Business Journal reporting that owner Daniel Snyder is set to retire the name. And currently, Red Tails is the number one choice in a poll conducted, followed by Red Wolves, and then Warriors at the number 3 spot. So we'll see. I don't think they're going to make the official make the official call today for a new name. They're just going to retire the old name today.
Is Red Wolves, is there such a thing as a Red Wolf?
I think there is.
Well, they were going to go with Red Foxes, I heard.
You big dummy.
Thank you very much.
Listen to what Red Fox says.
Okay.
Oh, that's why you were upset.
Yeah,
okay.
that's why I was upset.
No, is there such a thing as a Red Wolf?
I think they're indigenous to the Maryland area.
Are they now?
I think so.
I believe the
Maryland,
Rojo Lobo, is that right?
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Lobo Rojo.
Maybe they should go something more egocentric for the owner, Dan Snyder, the Danny Boys. Have kind of an Irish
and
thing.
their colors could be plaid. That would be really. And if the NFL has learned anything from watching the other leagues open up, they are convinced, and rightly so, that when training camps open for players, and that's right around the corner, the NFL understands that some of the players and staff will be testing positive with the virus. And they know it's how they handle the situation that matters. According to Dr. Alan Stills, Chief Medical Officer, we absolutely expect for the NFL, and I think it's just reflective of the fact that this disease remains.
Is this still the same sentence?
A pandemic in our society.
Jesus Christ. What is this? The New York Times Sunday magazine?
Chick, please continue.
I'm just doing time.
I wasn't listening, but still.
Something about if somebody gets sick, they're going to be ill. And
yeah, they're right. They're going to get sick, and they're going to have to figure it out.
And finally,
I'm sorry. What was the essence of that story?
That they're worried. The NFL's worried that they're not worried they're going to have cases in training camp. They're worried about how they're going to handle it.
They know they're going to have cases.
Yeah, and we're going to see how that affects the season. And remember my proclamation. As of July 13th, 2020, Chick McGee said, no baseball, no basketball, no football, no hockey is going to happen this year. If they're smart.
Yeah.
That's the way it's going. Have you heard about the NBA? Some of the more popular
the thing about the hookers
influencers and ladies of the evening have been Instagramming and tweeting, hey, I got invited to the bubble. Stuff like that.
Yeah, see, the bubble that is supposed to be keeping the players isolated, there have been some leaks that apparently some ladies of the professional persuasion have suggested that some of the fellas have invited them for a probably some kind of a love session, I would guess.
Love session?
Love session.
Well, when two people love each other very
you
much,
can't stop that.
Money can change hands.
Sure,
yeah. Absolutely.
Don't put your mask there, baby.
Man, that made my stomach hurt to hear him talk like that.
Yeah, Chick, how do you think I feel?
How are you doing, buddy? You okay?
It's okay. It's not even 7
You
yet.
know what? I'm going to go get my sandals. We'll go have breakfast.
That sounds nice.
Me and you. It'll be a sandal breakfast.
Sandal breakfast.
No, yeah, that's, I mean.
Wow. You know it was bound to happen, you know?
Yeah.
And the players are complaining about the food.
Well, they're all really spoiled babies. Let's face it, they're mega millionaires.
They're not spoiled babies.
Which NBA player,
kind of are.
Which NBA player tweeted it and put it up on Instagram? It was a piece of chicken with one roll in a cardboard container, and the caption was, "Yo, this ain't getting it."
There was another one Friday complaining about his hotel room.
Really?
Well, maybe they do suck.
Maybe
sounds like that meal sucked.
Yeah, I don't want a piece of chicken in a cardboard box. And
no,
I do this. I'm not a NBA player.
If you're getting paid $100,000 a day, I'd say, hey, give me whatever grill you got. Just make sure that check doesn't bounce. It's very hard for me to feel sorry for someone who's making that much money.
They worked really hard.
I find it hard to believe that you would put up with anything like this if you were an NBA player. Tom Griswold, NBA professional athlete. Other than your body dimensions, that's the only thing that would change. Your brain would be the same, and who ordered this? What is this? How am I supposed to eat this?
I refuse to be on the same team as anyone that was in a Pac-12 college team.
Where's the Ivy League team? Where is that?
Complete lies, but that's fine.
More sports coming up, including a sprinter who broke a record.
All right, good for them.
Or did he?
How do you pronounce the name of this lady who's accused of being Jeffrey Epstein's ex-girlfriend? And
Giselle something. Is that right?
No,
Giselle.
Lane. Ghislaine?
Jelaine, I think.
I don't see maybe
It does
it's
look.
not that.
I'm looking at it.
It looks-
Gislai. It looks like Ghislaine.
Gislane's where me and the fellas go when we need to relieve ourselves a little
By
bit.
the Hershey Highway, isn't
You're
it?
living at Gislane. Yeah.
Just
Who's
me
bringing-
and you down on Seaman Street.
Who's bringing the cracker?
We'll find out what's going on Seaman
Bringing
Street.
you or your father's son. Who's bringing the crowd?
and what's going on with Ghislaine when we come back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Stay tuned. Who knows who will be next on the Bob and Tom Track Phone Hotline? This is the Bob and Tom Show. Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, head on over to Bob and Tom's YouTube channel. Subscribe now. Doesn't cost you a thing to the Bob and Tom Show's YouTube channel. That's right. Why? Well, you can watch Bob and Tom Tonight, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, plus Bob and Tom Archives, lots of highlights. Oh, you can get lost on Bob and Tom's YouTube channel for a while. But you have to wait till the show's over because we have real live content right now. Coming up with more right after this on Bob and Tom 24/7. I'm Mark Allison with your Bob and Tom news update. 21 people have suffered minor injuries in an explosion and fire Sunday aboard a ship at a naval base in San Diego. The blaze called in shortly before 9 a.m. on the USS Bonhomme Richard. The cause is under investigation. They believe it may have been a welder's torch. Officials don't immediately know where on the 840-foot amphibious assault vessel the fire was sparked. San Diego is the Bonhomme Richard's home port, and it was undergoing routine maintenance at the time of the fire. Officials said about 160 sailors and officers were on board, far fewer than the 1,000 typically on the ship when it's on active duty. A federal appeals court has ruled that the first federal execution in nearly 2 decades may proceed as scheduled today. The ruling from the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals overturns a lower court order that had put the execution of 47-year-old Daniel Lewis Lee on hold. Lee of Yukon, Oklahoma, had been scheduled to die by lethal injection Monday at a federal prison in Terre Haute, Indiana. He was convicted in Arkansas of the 1996 killings of gun dealer William Mueller, his wife Nancy, and her 8-year-old daughter, Sarah Powell. Mexican officials say the number of confirmed COVID-19 deaths has passed 35,000, making the country the fourth highest total overall. A count by Johns Hopkins University has only the United States, Brazil, and Britain with more confirmed deaths from the new coronavirus. Sunday's rise to 35,000 confirmed deaths moved Mexico, a country with 130 million inhabitants, past Italy. That's a look at your news headlines. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hi, fellas. This is Floyd Tucker, the over-the-road trucker. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7, of course.
those video fools.
7 o'clock at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Jess Hooker sitting in for Christy Lee. She's in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom with the weather forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather forecast. Today it's going to be sunny, high of 83. Tonight it's going to be low, 62. Sunshine most of the week, clouds later.
All right. So pretty good looking week.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that. Now, if you opened up your windows when spring finally got here and the big rubber gasket at the bottom peeled off.
Came off in your hand, maybe.
The panes fell out. Maybe it's time to get some new windows. Josh Arnold's here along with Tom here, and we're talking about getting some great windows from our friends at Window Nation, because in these troubled times, they've got the best deal they've ever had. Tell me more about it, Josh.
They sure do. Look, Window Nation can promise you a better view of your home that puts dollars to good use. Right now, they've got that free online virtual quote, valid for 6 months, so nobody has to come traipsing around your house. They can give you that quote online. Deferred payment for 2 years. Get 2 free windows with every 2 you buy.
Ma'am, are these your Tampexes?
Yeah, you don't need that guy.
You don't get that guy.
No. No limit on the 2 free windows with every 2 you buy. Plus, 0 down payment and 0 interest for 2 years.
You buy them by the case.
All at windownation.com, Chickie.
I'll tell you about it. A free online virtual quote. Once again, the guy's not going to be going through your place. And then it's valid for 6 months, plus deferred payments for 2 years. 2 free windows for every 2 you buy. So, Josh, if you have 16 windows, how many do you have to buy?
8.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Look how he sweats when I ask him these questions.
I sweat it.
0 down payment, 0 interest for 2 years at Window Nation. Find out more at windownation.com.
Tell him Josh and that other guy sent you.
Thank you. Right. That's fine.
Yeah, that's right.
From Window Nation.
Other guy.
How about some cash? Well, Q95's got that rolling around.
They'll put a grand in your head.
You could be a big winner just like Jeff Bassel. So pay close attention and be listening throughout the day.
We've got money rolling around is what he said.
For your shots at $1,000. That would be very, very handy and very, very convenient. Now, coming up, a little bit of Donnie Baker, a little bit of Reno Collier, and a little bit of Jess Hooker sitting in for Christy Lee as we get back to the action on Q95. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Once again in the big room, Ace, Chick, Josh, I'm Tom. Through the glass, Willie over there. Hey. Jess Hooker sitting in once again for Christy Lee. Christy will be back next week, taking a well-deserved break.
From us, yes. Good for her. Poor thing.
If you're in our neighborhood, you can hear the singing of Hallelujah. Let's see, Pat Godwin's over there on the big screen, but he's actually in the other building.
I am indeed, yeah.
This is redo our social separating. Now, when we last left you, we were discussing the world of sports, and a record that wasn't, apparently. What's going on here?
Sprinter had, I guess we can play this.
Stupid world record.
He tried. Well, this isn't stupid or world record. We have fun. Sprinter had appeared to break Usain Bolt's 200-meter record, only discover he only ran 185 meters.
Oh, no.
See, it's less. So he ran faster. At the 2020, unfortunately named Inspiration Games, Noah Lyles ran the 200-meter race.
Josh, you were, of course, in the 2018 Perspiration Games.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Came in first.
I did, yeah.
Bravo to you.
Really soaked up a shirt.
The 10-meter sprint.
That's right. I did it under a minute. And I was the first chubber to break a minute.
Why do they have Josh in the Perspiration Games? I don't understand why.
So fat. I'm so fat. I'm the fattest. I am fat. Nobody's fatter than me. Nobody's fatter than me. All I do, I eat and jerk it and jerk it and eat.
The rhythm on that needs a little work.
Is that a mashup, or was all the lyrics at once? Or okay.
I believe it's an amalgamation of several solo pieces that Josh spewed out.
The kids say mashup, I think, right, Tom?
Sure, why not?
At the 2020 Inspiration Game, a runner by the name of Noah Lyles ran the 200-meter race, he thought, in 18.9, a full 0.21 seconds faster than Usain Bolt's record that he set at the World Championships in 2009. It was later revealed the 22-year-old had been told to line up in the wrong track lane, which cut his running distance by 15
this race was all done
meters.
Virtually.
Huh? So everybody was running in a different place?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. right?
Is it a race or one attempt?
Due to the mistake, French sprinter Christophe Lemaire, French, was competing remotely, won the race at a time of 20.65. So there you go.
It was really awkward when Steve Harvey presented him with the gold medal.
Oh, yeah. He did mess up.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah. Which one?
No, they weren't in the same place. So at first I was really impressed with his ability to teleport. But then I found out that it was all done with cameras and stuff. So I understand David Rush is going to try to break the 200-meter record while changing shirts every.
Oh,
yes.
All right.
Okay.
And that's one of the.
You think that record exists?
God,
they'll invent it or something.
I hope not.
Yeah, Guinness apparently has no problem with anything anymore. They
just allow it in.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the poor guy thought he'd won it there for a while.
Yeah, man. Oh,
Couldn't
man.
believe it, he said.
I heard he'd sent one of those 1-800-Flowers things to Usain Bolt saying, and then it had already gone out, so he couldn't get it back. Very embarrassing.
Sort of a Dewey defeats Truman that moment.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Sad. What do you got over there, Chick?
Dear Tom.
More mail.
I never wore sandals growing up. As we covered, Willie's wearing a nice pair of sandals today, like a gentleman, no socks.
Like a gentleman. That is the funniest.
This guy said, I genuinely hated sandals, but I also had athlete's foot pretty bad and used cream and powder to help.
All right, yep. Mm-hmm.
Until my doctor recommended I start wearing sandals to allow my feet to get some air. It was the best decision ever.
Steve, I think maybe you got to get some air in those things.
Here comes old trench foot.
I wear sandals whenever I can and haven't had a foot odor problem for years.
Well, there you go. Well, he doesn't have the foot odor problem. The people around him do.
Yeah, I don't have a problem the way I stink. My man odor.
I had a doctor tell me to wear sandals because of ingrown toenails.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now everybody can see him. Hey.
What a treat.
There you go.
Willie.
Hey, here comes Frito foot.
And what would any sportscast be? It wouldn't be complete without a visit to the golfer that farted during a fellow golfer's backswing. Here we go. There it is.
Nice.
Ian Poulter and Greg Chalmers was swinging and Poulter was standing,
But Poulter waited.
He waited.
It actually wasn't during the backswing. It was
Chalmers struck the ball, and that's when he let go. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sports.
That's it?
Yep.
Nothing else in sports.
No, nothing else in sports. We had this meeting.
The sports documentary that you recommended, Chick.
Oh, which one?
Long Gone Summer, the 30 for 30 about the home run race, rather.
Yes.
McGuire and so terrific.
Terrific.
My gosh.
If for nothing else, to check in on Sammy Sosa.
He's a happy chap, isn't he?
Possibly sign people up for a wellness call for him every now and then.
No, he looks happy and healthy. Everybody's great. So yeah,
very good. What's it called again?
Long Gone Summer.
That is not what I thought you said.
Long Dong Summer?
I did. That's what I thought you said.
Well, that's another documentary.
Yeah, that's
My long dong summer was 2003.
Was it really?
1994 for me.
You almost needed 2 dongs, didn't you? Remember that?
2003. Were you 11?
I was 10, Josh. I was doing it from your perspective. Didn't really go over.
Sometimes you just react. You don't have time to think it through.
No, sir.
No time for math.
That's good for you.
Well, now, Pat.
Yes.
We were talking in the hallway.
As we do.
And I know that you are now on a special dietary program. Is that safe to say?
I started today. Yeah, I keep failing. So.
What are you doing?
The keto thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that again?
Low carb.
High fat, high protein.
Yeah,
As opposed
avocado
to
fat.
the keto thing, which were
right. You hide in the closet and you don't eat.
Yeah, the guy that karate chops your hand every time you reach for pizza.
That's a funnier line.
Keto diet. So you're on the keto diet. Well, yeah. I'm sorry. So what do you get to eat now on this one?
Well, you get to eat fish and vegetables and stuff like that, and no carbs really.
Okay.
Avocados for good fat.
Sure.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Well, I know you have a song about that.
I have a song about what I'm going through. Yeah, I struggle like Josh during these pandemic times.
How you bringing me in?
You got the fat song, baby.
You got the fat song.
Hey, that's the song right there. You got the fat song, baby.
This is called Food Wins. Short song.
Little tribute to the band. I went to Nutrisystems. I was thinking about losing weight. I stepped on the scale and they got a measuring tape. They said, wait a minute, mister, there's only so much we can do. I think a liposuction may be the only thing for you. Suck the fat off my fanny. Suck the cellulite. Suck the fat off my fanny. Everybody. Hey, hey. Suck the weight right off me. I sure gained some weight when Corona came to town. It was nonstop pizza with some beer to wash it down. I hired a trainer, oh, but there's nothing he can do. He said, I think a liposuction may be the only thing for you. Suck the fat off my fanny. Suck the cellulite. Suck the fat off my fanny. Hey, hey, hey. Suck the way right off me. I hope it works.
A little tribute to the band. Thank you very much.
That's called the overweight.
How great a tune is that? It even sounds cool with those lyrics.
Yeah,
no kidding.
Man.
Wait, a tribute to what band? You said it's a tribute to
the band.
Wait, so what band is it?
Well, what's the name of the band?
Willie.
Thank you, Willie.
The Who. Willie, we're not doing that.
Not today, Will. The damn hack.
Comedy commissioner stepped in. We're not going to do that today.
The word fanny has a different meaning in the
It does.
UK.
It's the front, right?
It means giner.
It does.
Yeah, the V.
My fanny.
Yeah, how did that get switched off? I know they drive on the wrong side of the roads. Is it the same thing?
Or some would say they drive on the correct side of the road.
Oh.
That's
okay.
right.
Well, thanks, King George.
Chick, I have had it with you and your fascination with these damn redcoats.
Wait and see. You're not going to be able to find
Maybe
me.
they should go with the Washington Redcoats.
Oh,
how about that?
Well,
then they'd be a British soccer team, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. Hello.
Well, now
not bloody likely.
Okay, coming up we have Ghislaine Maxwell in the news. Is it?
No, it's Ghislaine.
Ghislaine
Maxwell. Yeah.
Okay. What about that? Is that a silent S in there?
Yeah. Yeah. It was, I think.
Maybe we should save time. How do you want to say it?
Yeah, we can say Ghislaine if you want me to.
All morning, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the Beatles' lesser hits.
That was the first draft.
Ghislaine is up my eye.
That keeps a photograph of every organ.
I think we should go with Penny Lane. What do you think, John?
That sounds like a better idea.
Okay, very good. Hey, summer a little bit different this year. You're not kidding. And maybe you're getting really sick of your own cooking. But guess what? This is probably the greatest time ever to try HelloFresh. We've been talking about HelloFresh for years. And I know that you've done this.
I have.
Jess.
Yeah.
And it's doesn't it make you a better cook?
It does. And I think it's a great introduction for your kids to learn how to cook, too.
Yeah, that's what I've been finding. And the way HelloFresh works is the box arrives at your house. And any given week, 22 chef-curated recipes. And you can go with it. They have low-cal stuff. They've got vegetarian stuff. They've got just classic stuff that you love, that so-called comfort food, family-friendly stuff. And you can make any night extra festive and have some fun. They've got that surf and turf. They've got their famous craft burger, lots of gourmet feasts. The box arrives at your house. They've done all the shopping for you, so they've saved you a ton of time. And then you can get it on the table sometimes in as little as 20 minutes. So HelloFresh is the name. It's got recyclable packaging, pre-portioned ingredients, cuts way back on food waste. And so you're going to be saving a lot, especially now with this offer. Get started with America's #1 meal kit by going to HelloFresh.com. Use the code BTShow to save $80. And that also includes free shipping on your first box. So check it out. Once again, the promo code BTShow, like Bob Tom Show. HelloFresh.com, $80 off, including free shipping on your first box. So it's a great time to try HelloFresh once again. It takes all the hassle out because they've already done all the shopping for you. And and believe me, the food's a lot better than what you're probably making at home right now. I can assure you of that. The promo code BT Show, HelloFresh.com. I know you're really going to like it. When we come back, a little bit of Donnie Baker, a little bit of Dick Hitswater, a little bit of Pabst Blue Ribbon, and a little bit of, let me just see. Do you recognize this sound, Jess Hooker?
It's from a TV show way before I was born.
That's wrong, and I'm so sorry.
A movie?
We'll be back with someone else. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Hey, don't forget, party people, every dollar spent at bobandtomstore.com for the foreseeable future goes directly to feeding America. So feel good about supporting that Bob and Tom fan in your life. Get him a hat, T-shirt, sweatshirt, and all proceeds go directly to feeding America, helping to restock America's food kitchens across the country. They have a whole network. They know where the needs are and where to get the food to. Lots of folks need help. 40 million, up to 50 million had lost their jobs over the last few months due to the pandemic. So a lot of them are going back to work and heading back to work, but still many hungry. So buy now and buy often at bobandtomstore.com or contribute directly to Feeding America. Just help out any way you can. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Good morning, I'm Mark Allison with your Bob and Tom entertainment news update from the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk. Kelly Preston has died. The actress's death announced by her husband, John Travolta, who confirmed the news in an Instagram post late last night. He said his wife died after a 2-year battle with breast cancer. Preston's film credits include Twins and Jerry Maguire. She and Travolta met while filming the 1988 movie The Experts. They last starred together in the 2018 film Gotti. In it, Travolta played John Gotti. Preston played the crime boss's wife, Victoria. Kelly Preston, just 57 years old. Authorities in Southern California are to enter a 6th day of searching for TV actress Naya Rivera. The former star of the TV show Glee has been missing since last Wednesday when authorities believe she drowned in Lake Piru, northwest of Los Angeles. A search of the lake using helicopters, ATV divers, and special underwater gear has still turned up no sign of her. Authorities say Rivera is presumed to have drowned. The actress rented a boat with her 4-year-old son last week. When she didn't return in time, the renters went looking for the vessel and found Rivera's son on the boat asleep and alone. Her life jacket and ID still on board. For years, there have been whispers, talk, and sometimes shouts about the marriage of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. Now they're confirming that Pinkett Smith had an affair. The couple chatted together Friday on her series Red Table Talk. In it, she acknowledged hooking up with musician August Alsina while she and Smith were separated. During the discussion, Will Smith nudged his wife to be more forthcoming after she and Alsina had a different kind of entanglement. Smith replied, an entanglement, a relationship? Before Pinkett Smith came clean. Wah, wah, wah. 2 down, 2 to go. Disney plans to get its other 2 Florida theme parks back on the grid this week after reopening the Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom over the weekend. The parks drew smaller crowds than usual for this time of year when they reopened Saturday for the first time in nearly 4 months because of the pandemic. Visitors under new rules to curb the spread of COVID-19. On Wednesday, Disney expected to reopen Epcot and Hollywood Studios theme parks in Central Florida. That's a look at your entertainment headlines. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
All day, all night, all Bob and Tom. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
I remember way back when I was just a boy going places with my mom and dad. It used to scare me to death how Mama used to act after 6 or 7 beers she's had. We were sitting at a table when Mama got disabled, all the liquor running to her head. And soon I got to choking. Daddy wasn't joking when he grabbed me by the arm and said, don't look now, Mama's got her boobs out showing everybody in town. Faces turning red, we were wishing we were dead. There were people standing all around. Yeah. When Mama gets to drinking, there ain't much thinking. There's nothing anybody can do. You just hope and pray there never comes a day when Mama's out drinking with you. Well, we got her in a truck and we started driving home, and Mama said she had to go. Daddy pulled it over, we were standing on the shoulder while Mom was putting on a show. Well, he started up the truck and Mama stood up with her pants still around her knees. When we heard Mama holler, if you give me $1, well, I'll let you take a peek at these. I don't look now, Mama's got her boobs out, showing everybody in town. Faces turning red, we were wishing we were dead. There were people standing all around. When Mama gets to drinking, there ain't much thinking. There's nothing anybody can do. You just hope and pray there never comes a day when Mama's out drinking with you. You just hope and pray there never comes a day when Mama's out drinking with you. Oh, yeah.
Morning laughter.
Just 7:21 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
And Jess Hooker is through the glass right there, and she's got the latest weather forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather forecast. Today it's going to be 83 degrees, lots of sun. Low tonight is 62. Sunshine for the rest of the week. At the end of the week, we'll get some clouds, maybe some rain.
Not bad.
Low humidity. Not too bad.
All right.
Yeah.
Currently a crisp 59.
It's nice. It's nice out.
It's a cold drive-in. Cold drive-in.
I think I'll leave that.
Yeah.
Nice change of pace. How about some cash? Well, that's going to be happening several times today, so pay close attention. You could be a winner. It's called Money for Something. Ask Jeff Bassel about the expanded wallet that he's dealing with right now. And you could be too, so pay close attention and be listening for your shot at $1,000 in cash on Q95, coming up several times today. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Coming up, the Ace Cosby joke of the day from our engineer, Ace Cosby. He does more than just push buttons over there and make women happy.
I came here to push buttons and make women
buttons
happy.
to make us happy. He pushes their buttons to make them happy.
Oh, that's right. That is correct. Earlier in the show, our discussion was not about that button, but the other button. Josh has
the dirt button.
Enjoyed some grooming back there. We'll get to that later. There's Josh, there's Chick, I'm Tom. We're in the big room. Through the glass over there is Jess Hooker sitting in for Christy. The glass over there, it's Willie G in his sandals today. Hey, Willie.
Hey.
Haven't seen you for a few days. You doing all right?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Okay, good.
And by the way, Bob and Tom's social platforms, the pictures of Tom up and on vacation. There's no way.
Will you look at that?
There's no way you see that picture and go, well, he seems reasonable. I'd like to talk to him about, I don't know, anything.
He seems like a guy you can get a beer with.
Like the island of Dr. Moreau.
Once again, for those that have dealt with certain skin issues, I have to be extraordinarily careful in the sun.
See, I've never been that way.
That's careful. That is careful.
Well, it's because I'm 3% Nigerian. You know that.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm
That's absolutely true.
I am 100%
refined,
albino, whatever it is. I'm under doctor's orders. So I have to wear a special cap and
you remember the story about
a lot of white makeup on my face. I look like the Joker there.
Do what you got to do.
Remember the story about Jess in her tanning booth when she was a kid? Remember that?
Yeah, we had a tanning bed at our house when I was in high school, and I would come home from school and take a nap in the tanning bed, and if I wanted to nap longer, I would just hit the button for 20 more minutes. And
in the tanning bed, which is a level 1 carcinogen.
So, sometimes it was 40 minutes, sometimes it was 60 minutes, sometimes,
Yikes.
You just said it's a melanoma.
Right.
Yeah.
You could better time it by the amount of cigarettes you could smoke while you were in there.
Hey, Pat, there's a song idea for you. Melanoma. Yeah, not hilarious. That's why I have to put all that sun stuff on.
So it's not really funny. I was trying to make it funny, but now you're making it serious.
Well, I think you need to look at the so-called SPF numbers, which, by the way, I guess the FDA is about to
increase that.
But I guess a lot of those are not correctly stated on the products. So.
I've heard that 30 is actually the highest they can go. That the rest of them are additives, like the 50 and the 100. It's not necessarily SPF.
Well, I use that zinc oxide, which is essentially like putting shoe polish on your face. It's white.
Boy, don't ever. Yeah.
Careful.
Don't do that now.
Boy,
So
that mistake.
That'd be awkward.
You're in whiteface, though.
Hi, I'm Ted Danson for.
I don't get it, Josh. You
I have a
making
really
Cheers
good tag for
reference?
that joke that I will never say out loud. Okay.
Ted Danson, good call.
Yeah. Well, in any event, no. That's the other. Did they put those pictures of me on the on the
Twitter, Instagram.
Okay, all
all
right.
of them.
Okay, so
Yep.
yeah, that's
Is that hard to get off?
BobandTom.com.
The zinc, I mean.
Yeah, you
For
just
Kelly, it is, yeah.
Yes, thank you, Pat. That's very, very good. It's very good. Is it hard to get off? And he said, for Kelly,
She has them on her
hilariously
thighs,
funny.
right? Doesn't she have one on her thighs, Tommy?
You'll you'll
It's
recall we have
vacation.
Does anybody want
She
bagels?
hates
I could
all
go
of
on a
you
little
so
run.
much.
we have no you just take the baby shampoo and put it in a washcloth.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause and then but the thing about using that really heavy stuff, you ever see someone you're having lunch, you look over, they go, why does that guy have a big swath of white stuff in his ear?
Oh.
You just gets a
It gets
little
everywhere. Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised that every
dollop.
day you don't come here and you have soap in your ear and because I still don't know how you get up and get ready and come to work without getting lost.
That's why he gets up so early. He's up at 2.
Yeah. Oh, maybe
to start the
that's-
process.
Maybe
yeah.
that's why he gets
Very
up so
thorough.
early.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Have you ever stepped out of the shower and gone, I forgot to rinse my hair?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
That's such a weird thing.
oh sure.
Yeah.
Or to start blow drying your hair and realize you forgot to rinse your hair.
Go out in the
Done
rain
that.
and bubbles come out of your head.
Yeah.
From the shampoo.
Now, have you ever, since you've been doing this for a few years, Josh, have you ever gotten up on a Saturday or a Sunday and realized, I don't have to go into work?
Yes. Boy, what a feeling that is.
And especially now, I think a lot of people don't realize what day of the week it is.
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know what that
I've
is.
said the wrong day of the week on the air, and I'm staring at a computer. That
Even
hasn't
for us, who we're thankfully being able to work and staying healthy, we still get the day confused.
Right.
I don't know
Now,
what that
a
is.
few minutes ago,
We're also idiots.
a few minutes ago, Jess Hooker asked me if when I put the zinc oxide on my face to prevent the sun, is it hard to get off? And how did you word it? Is it hard?
I just said, is it hard to get off?
And then Pat Godwin said,
I said what?
You said for Kelly it is.
Oh, for Kelly it is. I'm sorry. I was looking at a song.
my girlfriend. Well, and then that reminded me of this audio.
Oh,
widow.
Was that good?
It was great.
Cool.
Is that
did
about
your
the,
girlfriend tell you to watch that?
It was very good, Pat. She hates you.
I did not know that, but thank you for bringing it up.
Only the truth is funny.
Oh, wait a minute. There's the.
Hey, here we go.
That's got to be the track phone hotline.
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Bob and Tom, it's Donnie Baker.
Hey, Donnie, thought you disappeared there. You all right?
I'm good, man. Just been riding dirty for the last week or so. You talk about not being sure what day of the week it is. Hell, I think most of us, we ain't sure what year of the century it is.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Chit, you better sell your Redskin stuff fast.
I know it.
You got less than 24 hours, probably put it on eBay.
Yep, I feel
But
you.
I think they should give ownership to you and Josh. You've always been a Redskins fan. You've got Redskins tattoos, and we know Josh's history. Just name it the Redskin potatoes, and you got the best of both worlds.
Yeah, there you go.
The face of French fries, and Chick McGee can keep the football team.
Well,
Hey, I got a question for you. Wasn't the 4th of July weekend before last?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay, well, they're still shooting off fireworks all night around here.
Yeah, that's everywhere.
Well, every night it sounds like the Viet Cong's getting back together, Tom. I'm surprised we ain't had a neighborhood Karen convention by now.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
Ted offensive in my neighborhood.
I swear to God, I'll say it like this. It's pretty obvious where every one of my neighborhoods spent their stimulus checks, all on fireworks. Well, the worst part of all this, come to find out, my new little dog, Peppy, he's terrified of these things.
Yeah, a lot of dogs hate those.
Oh, every time firework goes off, he drops a tiny turd. I swear to God. And my front floor looks like it's covered in little Hershey's Kisses most nights.
Oh,
feel bad about it. Reminds me of the time I was dating this chick, Chrissy, and she'd make me watch a show, The Bachelor, every week. And, I wouldn't drop a deuce on the couch, but I wanted to. Same effect on me. I don't know if I told you or not, but I was thinking about getting maybe another dog.
Oh, good.
Well, I spent most of the week learning, looking up and studying different dogs, that don't mean I've been looking at Tinder, Josh. I'm saying I'm thinking about getting another different dog.
Sure, yeah.
Like y'all know, I've been taking care of Peppy, my neighbor's little poop machine, Chihuahua, and now me and him are big buddies. And I do love dogs, I figured out, but cats are nuts. My cousin Lonnie said a cat would be easier. But did I ever tell you about my girlfriend who had a cat?
No.
Yep, Trina Matthews. Her cat would jump on my chest and like start marching in place like it was panning for gold, and all the while give me this evil stare, like digging its claws in my shirt like I was getting CPR from Freddy Krueger's or something. And then Trina was nuts, too. And she and the cat moved in with me. Within a month, the cat had clawed up on my wicker, and Tina broke the arm lever off my lazy boy, so they both had to go.
Sure. Yeah.
Not to say Trina was ratchet, but even her bush had bedhead in the morning.
Oh, my.
Swear to God. Well, she tried to tame it with Jamaican beads one summer. It was like knocking the bottom out of a dream catcher. Swear to God. I gotta go.
Wicker furniture.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it?
All right.
I'd always wondered about that when back in the day you get on a plane leaving the Bahamas and there's always that one poor accountant that thought it would be really cool to get the beads put in his hair. Suddenly, about 10 minutes into the flight, he realizes, boy, do I look like a jackass. I'm not wearing this into work today.
Got to get a pair of scissors.
Yeah, got to cut those out. Very good. Now, we do have Jess Hooker sitting in for Christy Lee in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom. What's going on over there?
The British socialite, Ghislaine Maxwell, the ex-girlfriend of Jeffrey Epstein.
So it is Ghislaine.
It's Ghislaine.
It's like Elaine, but worse.
Yeah, right. But I'm looking at this, and it's spelled Ghislaine.
How would you pronounce it, Tom?
Well, it looks like Ghislaine.
It does, yeah.
Which would be a rather unfortunate name. Poor gal.
Or absolutely appropriate.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Well, she's in jail, right?
She is, yeah. The ex-girlfriend of Jeffrey Epstein is being held over her alleged role in the grooming and abuse of Epstein's underage victims.
Yeah, she's a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She vehemently denies the charges against her. Authorities report that she is being moved from cell to cell in her Brooklyn lockup over fears someone will try to kill her or kill the accused Jeffrey Epstein madame before she stands trial.
So so she's got to go from one cell to another. I would think that in the world of coronavirus, that would be a pretty bad idea.
Yeah, and I don't know how well they're sanitizing jail cells right now.
Don't bother with her.
Yeah, like let her. Yeah, maybe that's the point. They want her to catch it.
Well, it didn't get it in this cell. Let's try another one.
The worst part of waking up is Maxwell in your cell. That's supposed to be folded.
Is this the same jail he was in?
I think so.
I think it is too.
Oh,
yeah.
the one with the tired guards?
Yes,
The one with
exactly.
the cameras broken?
Yeah.
I hope she's getting the hang of it.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Is there any reason he's our leader? I think so.
Well, I guess I read somewhere that she hasn't had a haircut. She was trying to disguise herself. And
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and she moved to another mansion and changed her phone number. That was how she was staying away from authorities.
Well, she stayed away a pretty long time.
It worked pretty well.
Yeah, and she usually has like a pixie haircut, right? I mean, in the
think
pictures
so,
I've seen in the documentary, it's a pretty short haircut. So.
Okay, well, she's moved on and she's in stir.
Where's Prince Andrew hiding?
Yeah, exactly. Well, right now the assassins that he hired are on their way to the prison.
I just want her dead or her tongue cut out.
That documentary.
If you cut her tongue out, send it to
Prince
me.
Andrew's hiding under the Queen's hoop skirt.
I don't want to come out, Mommy.
Well, you don't have to.
It's me now tonight.
Lord.
What else you got over there?
Oh, Pabst Blue Ribbon. You guys had the Blue Ribbon coffee?
We
and
sure
it's,
did.
it's awesome.
It's
was.
wonderful. Tastes great.
And so is it beer and coffee or is it like a mixed drink?
It doesn't taste like beer at all.
No.
It tastes
Really?
It tastes all coffee.
It was really good.
There is like 6%.
It was like a
alcohol.
mudslide. That's the
Oh,
closest.
okay.
Yeah.
So Pabst Blue Ribbon has come out with a hard tea.
Oh, I've been wanting to try this.
Yeah, the new alcoholic tea joins PBR's other non-beer products, including PBR whiskey, non-alcoholic PBR, PBR hard coffee, and PBR hard seltzer. Have you guys had the hard seltzer? Those
Haven't
are
had
really
them.
big right now.
Haven't had the seltzer waters.
Yeah, don't see PBR drinkers as much of a teabagging crowd.
PBR's hard tea.
Steep the tea.
Oh, okay. You don't have to. Oh, I see. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all
I
right.
invented something in my house called the PBR and J, where I take a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and just dunk it into patty.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
That's
not
a good
bad.
idea.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad, you
Yeah.
say.
So the hard tea is brewed using real tea leaves, is described as deliciously effervescent with a natural peach flavor.
Okay.
My name is Earl Grey.
Boy, that's exactly what that tea should be called.
Yeah,
PBR.
I love that show.
I did too.
Good show,
Yeah.
that was a good show. It also says it's uniquely Pabstidian evolution of the seltzer market.
Pabstidian.
Yeah.
That's a word.
Well, according to PBR's marketing team, it is. So.
All right.
Say it again. What is it?
Pabstidian?
I like it.
Yeah.
Pabstidian. Okay.
A 12-ounce can contains 100 calories, 3 grams of sugar, and 4% alcohol by volume.
Oh,
Chip, you will have to drink a lot.
It sounds like something would be in a medical journal.
It does.
The
Yeah.
Pap smear.
well, the tumor was Pabstidian, so we.
Okay, we lopped it off.
Your doctor's just drinking.
I just keep thinking of Pap smear every time I say it.
Yeah, Paps.
So we'll have to. I brought in for you guys the Pabst coffee, the hard coffee. So we'll get some of the hard tea and see if you guys like it.
I had a little hard root beer over the weekend.
Oh, no kidding.
Very
Well, you just get
tasty.
some root beer and throw vodka in it? Is that what you're
How'd you
doing?
do that?
Pat, anything hard at your place over the weekend?
Just me every morning.
Every morning.
Like clockwork.
Gross.
I had to say something. I'm just filling time.
Coming up, we have a little treat for Jess because
Oh, yeah.
that sound, that's the James Bond chord. Isn't it cool? Just think we could maybe come up with a chord for Chick and for Josh and for me. Everybody have their own chord.
Yeah.
I mean, what other...
I've got a chord for you. It's more of a piano wire.
I've got a sound for Tom. You ready?
Yeah.
Tom, you're a major D,
So
okay?
fat. I'm so fat. I am fat. I am fat.
What did he do?
With a piano wire. Nobody's fatter than me. All I do, I eat and jerk it and jerk it and eat.
Anything hard at your place over the weekend, Josh?
Wait, Josh, Pat had a pretty good one. Pat said that Tom, you're a major D.
That's Tom's chord.
But really, I think that it's just that he thinks that he's G sus.
That's nice.
Very, very
Wow, that was good.
Okay.
Sus isn't a thing.
It's a chord.
Yeah, it's a chord.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, sus isn't a job. It is a thing.
Do you know what... I don't even know what is it? Is it pronounced?
It is a thing.
Yigio?
Oh, yeah, I do have that story.
No, what is it? What
The
is
pronunciation
Is it
is-
Yigio?
No,
Yu-Gi-Oh, the
it's,
Pokemon type?
Yu-Gi-Oh, yes, exactly. It's the anime character Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay, well,
Pokemon.
there's Yu-Gi-Oh news.
All right.
How did you fall upon this? Your kids?
Yeah, I mean, I hate anime, so
Willie, I would think that you grew up with Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. You
Okay,
bet.
yeah.
okay.
Oh,
well,
you had all the Pokemon cards?
okay,
Yeah,
well,
my
we'll find
brother.
out why
I'm gonna
there's
look up sus.
Yu-Gi-Oh news.
You know, you probably spent $250,000 on
I'm sure I
Pokemon
bought a
cards.
bunch of that done. I hope it was flammable. Be right back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Text us at 888-262-8661. More Bob and Tom next.
spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of
Loads of curvy cleavage on display.
the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat.
Don't touch those.
Sorry. The human drama of
Loads of curvy cleavage on display.
this is
The Bob and Tom Show. No shoes, no shirt, no talent.
Hey, the Bob and Tom app available in your iTunes or Google Play Store. Josh will tell you it's free. Won't cost you nothing. Listen to your local station. Tune in to Bob and Tom 24/7. Send us photos, videos, or audio messages. Yes, you too can become a junior windbag, letting Tom know, excuse me, Tom, you're misinformed about blah, blah, blah. Even set an alarm that'll wake you up with the show. How cool is that? Chick McGee, the first voice you hear every morning through the Bob and Tom app. Get it today. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Multiple reports say Washington's NFL team will get rid of the name Redskins today. It's unclear when a new name will be revealed for one of the league's oldest franchises. USA Today, ESPN, The Washington Post, Washington Times, and Sports Business Journal are reporting that owner Dan Snyder is set to retire the Redskins name. Cole Custer became the first rookie winner in the NASCAR Cup Series in nearly 4 years, surging to the lead in a 4-wide final lap scramble yesterday at Kentucky Speedway. And Felix Rosenqvist passed Pete O'Ward on the next-to-last lap and earned his first career victory in the second half of the IndyCar doubleheader in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
General Mills has released a new cereal in the shape of Baby Yoda. In order to ramp up sales, the prize they put in the box is the phone number of an actual girl. A 50-year-old man trying to kill a woodchuck accidentally shot an 80-year-old man as he was golfing. The 80-year-old lifetime golfer said he'd always dreamed of getting a hole-in-one. He just never dreamed it would be a hole in one of his lungs.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
There was a time when I sang my songs alone.
But now it's different. A change has come along.
I never had much except my words and melodies.
And now it's time to share your song with me.
I lost half this song in my divorce.
Now every other line is mine.
I didn't want to, but the judge said there's no choice.
It's no big loss, 'cause this song stinks just like your voice.
What do you know about music? You tone-deaf little shrew.
Sir, let me caution you that slanderous or defamatory comments could result in the forfeiture of all of your rights to this song, as well as the rights of your heirs and any other person or persons to whom you convey said rights in perpetuity.
That's my lawyer. He got a piece of this song, too.
Yes, I'm her lawyer. I got a piece of this song, too.
Hi, this is Rodney Carrington, and you are listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Which is why Tom likes it. Hey, you know, some people just can't grow up.
I bought some Twinkies. I bought some ding-dongs. I bought some hoes and some powdered sugar donuts. I poured some sugar in my Pepsi. I had 7 cups of coffee with some fudge. I ate a Snickers bar. I ate a Almond Joy. I poured some sugar on a Milky Way and ate it. And now I'm driving on the freeway, And if you cut me off, I think I'm gonna kill you. Yeah, kill you. I pulled a booger out of my nose. I poured some sugar on the booger and I ate it. Yeah! I'm eating sugar boogers. Yeah, sugar. Kill you. Sugar's good. Yeah, beep.
He beeped there at the end because
that was
it's,
an answering machine,
answering
was it not?
machine message.
Yeah.
Oh, hello there, Sonny. It's Mark.
7:45. Thank you, kind man. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Let's check in very quickly with Jess Hooker on the latest weather forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather forecast. Today it's going to be sunny. High is 83. Low tonight is 62. Sunshine through the rest of the week.
63 right now, Tommy.
Thank you very much. It was a little chilly out there.
It was.
It was.
Nice.
It was very
nice.
cold.
Somebody came in without their top on.
That'd be me.
Hello.
Wait a second. We can save that for just a second. I want to explore that. There's no windows here. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Thanks very much for joining us. In the big room, it's Chick McGee, Josh Arnold. This is Tom. That's Ace Cosby. We're moments away from the Ace Cosby joke of the day.
Great.
A little music from my son's band. One of my other sons, Willie's behind the glass over there. This is Sam's band.
It's all very confusing.
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. Let's see. Then there's a Jess Hooker through the glass over there. Willie's in the hot box. Pat Godwin.
Hello.
Pat. Remind me. I want to ask you about something in just a second. Right. I am in the middle of a couple different books, and one of them reminded me of you.
Mein Kampf.
Good Lord!
Wow, that took a real leap.
Yeah, certainly that was a potential setup for something.
Holy hell! Where did that come from?
That wasn't one of the answers.
That's beyond self-deprecating.
I'm listening to that audiobook, 1945. You turned me on to Chris Wallace. Wow, was it good?
That's supposed to be terrific.
Really good.
I am listening to a couple things, but right now I was doing some driving over the weekend. And by the way, there's photographs of me on the beach, on a beach at Lake Michigan, all sunscreened up.
Yeah,
just as insane looking.
I'm wearing a French Foreign Legion hat, keep my neck from getting sun, plus a lot of white paste. It's well worth seeing. The Bruce Springsteen book.
Yeah, I hear it's great.
Oh my God, he's so great, and
he talks about depression.
Yeah, and his life's super interesting, and just a really good guy. The only real job he ever had, he painted houses to make enough money to buy a guitar, and then after he obviously does pretty well of it. But he said that's the only real job he's ever had, other than of course being
that's cool,
great artist. But it's a really good book. But it reminded me, Pat. I know you're a huge Springsteen fan.
I am. Yeah, early albums are great. Yeah,
I think he's a really good.
So he's a blue collar hero, but really hasn't done much.
And he makes fun of himself for that. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah, he does.
I was being silly,
but he had a real tough upbringing.
Oh, yes.
He's a very Italian. His mother, one of three sisters, she was real tough, and his dad had some issues. But
songs about cars he never even drove. You know.
Yeah.
So
that's a talent.
Yeah, a lot of great poetry, but he was very literal in the beginning. A lot of his first drafts just aren't quite. I'll do an example for you. Here's a first draft of the "I'm on Fire" song. Cleaning up leaves after school, burn them in a pile with diesel fuel. Oh no, flames getting higher. Ooh, I'm on fire!
Oh yeah,
not really the love song would become eventually.
Mommy and Daddy left me all alone. I think I'll make fries while they're not home. Oh no!
There you go.
I spilled the fryer.
Oh.
Ooh, I'm on fire! So you see later on. Yeah.
Much more sensitive later on, yeah. Now, coming up, we haven't heard about this in a while. We have an actual Tiger King update of sorts. If you heard about that rumor about the Tiger King, wait a second. There's the track phone hotline.
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
This is Dick Hitzwater sitting in for Lou Stool.
Yeah.
And
Hey, Lou.
is some other news. A sprinter from the United States was briefly thought to have beaten Usain Bolt's record in the 200-meter race. But it turns out he started from the wrong spot. Noah Lyles, 22, who was competing remotely, running alone on a track in Florida against competitors in Europe, actually only ran 185 meters. At the same time, a discus thrower, who also thought he broke a world record, learned he was throwing a frisbee.
Oh, yeah, much lighter. Yeah,
Frisbee.
Sure. Tend to go farther.
The guy who broke the high jump record was disqualified for using a trampoline.
Oh boy, yeah, these people.
That'll happen.
Yeah. Speaking of Usain Bolt, he and his wife welcomed a new baby daughter last week. They named her Olympia Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, I saw that.
Now, being named Lightning Bolt will be hard to live up to. It brings with it a certain level of expectation, something that her brother, Toggle, will never understand.
Toggle Bolt.
Unbelievable. Yeah, they're not going to expect a lot from
That should
Toggle.
be a girl's name
Yeah.
because they could call her Molly. Anybody at all? Okay.
Hang on. Put that in the teleprompter, please. I'll be back. Okay, soon she'll be back in her Daisy Dukes in honor of her 40th birthday on Friday. Jessica Simpson posted an Instagram photo rocking a pair of low-rise, light-washed, ripped True Religion jeans she wore over a decade ago at age 26. I also recently started wearing the same ripped jeans that I wore 15 years ago. I ripped them up and made them into a face mask.
Okay.
Oh, these times we live in.
Sure.
And finally,
So they fit,
Ghostbuster Dan Aykroyd is back in the paranormal realm with the new Travel Channel series Hotel Paranormal. Aykroyd narrates true stories of people who have reported encounters with spirits at hotels. You know, I once had an encounter with spirits at a hotel. They were in the mini fridge, and when I checked out, they charged me $197.
Wow.
Ooh, very scary. It's liquor. This is Dick Hitswater sitting in for loose stools, and this has been Some Other News.
That mini fridge joke, he said it was liquor, but it got peanuts. Is that not funny? It's getting peanuts? It's getting nothing?
You know, why tag something that didn't work in the first place?
Sometimes you just gotta let them go.
You really can't.
It's not your fault.
You really can't save it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Person's on death row, just leave them be.
Like putting shingles on a burning house.
I'm going to get a coffee. Anybody need anything? Get a coffee.
Hey, speaking of that, weren't you saying that Jess drove in here this morning with her top off?
No,
saying
you
that, Tom?
said that.
Oh,
You
did I
said
say
that.
Yeah.
Now,
I didn't
wait a
know that.
minute.
There's no window in this room. What happened?
I have a Jeep, and I didn't. I fell asleep
Well,
before.
that way, when you're topless in the Jeep, more people can see.
Right, more people can see. Yeah,
From the side,
yeah.
too.
Good idea. A little
Yeah.
kind of a
Very kind of her.
Lady
Right.
Godiva thing.
Right. So
Was the sun up yet?
no, the
That's a
sun
shame.
wasn't up. No,
The only thing
sorry.
she needs is a gold star on her hood, and it would look like a Jeep from MASH. It's
Yeah, I have the doors off the back right now.
absolutely.
It's cool.
How cool is that?
It's very cool. It's a
Isn't that your dream vehicle,
Yeah,
Josh?
yes. Yeah, I was talking to Jess about hers because I'm very interested.
Okay.
Why don't you steal hers? And leave yours for her. Oh,
It's out there now, bro.
I'm thinking about it.
I'll grab her keys.
All right.
Glad you said keys.
Well, because he thought you were going to say breasts,
Right.
Because she was
No,
nude
bust.
this morning when she came in. Is that correct?
Topless, that's right.
You're the one that brought up the topless.
I did.
Not me.
I sure was. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Do you have time to squeeze in something over there?
I think, yeah, sure.
No, I didn't mean the news.
A news.
I mean squeeze your voluptuous.
Okay. All right.
He doesn't say it.
I blame Chick.
Yeah, we fill in the blanks. A man in Ireland is hoping to break the Guinness World Record for having the most Yu-Gi-Oh! Am I saying that right, Willie?
Yep.
Okay, tattoos on his body.
Oh, what a
Yes.
nerd.
Yeah. Liam O'Donovan sent in his application to confirm that his 34 tattoos devoted to the anime cartoon and card game will set the record.
Wow.
He is currently waiting for Guinness to respond.
What a lunatic. I mean, I've got.
Have you looked this up? I wasn't familiar with it, but it's a series, or is that a character?
Apparently, it's a lesser version of Pokemon. Is that the deal?
That's a pretty simple way to put it, I guess.
What happened to the Pokemon virtually searching for Pokemon cards with your phone?
Pokemon Go?
That was
Pokemon
huge.
Go.
Yeah, remember that?
That's still a thing. I have a buddy in Chicago that's real into that.
No kidding.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, whose basement does he live in?
I was like, yeah.
So is he
Not busy
allergic
having
to
sex.
vagina, or is he just not careful?
The very handsome comedian Matthew Broussard, who's like out of this world good looking, he makes little Pokemon figures out of clay.
Yeah, that guy's insanely handsome.
Yeah,
he
very
does.
funny. Yeah, very funny.
So he must be really good with his hands, is what you're saying.
Oh,
I don't know. I think that it's a thing that he does now. He has one of the best Fallon sets I've ever seen. Super funny, super good looking. He makes
I
little
went
Pokemon
to see
toys.
his whole show last year. He's terrific.
Yeah, he's been in here a couple
I didn't realize. So which one's he into? Not Yu-Gi-Oh, but
Pokemon, and he makes the little clay figurines with his hands, and he paints them. He's got a great part in his act about it.
Does he collect them or sell them?
I think that he just collects them.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's his little thing. And I don't know if he's that into Pokemon by any means. I think that he plays Pokemon Go because after shows when I worked with him, he would trade Pokemon Go with people in the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay. Wow, very unusual. I'm just not a fan of anime.
I don't know why you're. I don't know.
Why can't cartoons be American? I mean, come on.
No, it's just the stylist. It's just
Just get used to the fact it was Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, and then there you can have everything else.
really. I mean, I'll take little Flintstones.
I'm in the middle of a really good. It's the first anime series I've ever watched, and I'm loving it.
What's it called?
It's called Paranoia Agent, and I'm really like it's fairly adult, not like graphic, but theme wise.
So this guy's got these tattoos all over his body, and
Yeah, he has 34 of them.
okay, I'm guessing probably he doesn't have to worry about women liking them. I'm assuming.
So not a lot of women are looking at his body.
Anyone? I bet his parents love it because when he has to go get the tattoos, he's not in their basement for about a couple of days. Okay,
And he's Irish, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Bra.
Oh, nice.
Thank you very much.
As opposed to
Cute, right?
as opposed to Jessica Go Braless, which leads us back to her coming in topless today.
There it is.
Which Chick brought up.
Which
not
happened,
me. You
yeah.
can sue him. When we come back, we have a hot air balloon making an emergency landing.
On the ground, I hope.
I did that. I did a hot air balloon landing.
On the sun.
It just
That's an
kind of went.
emergency.
You're going to need the SPF 100. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
More Bob and Tom next. Got a comment? Our email is bobandtom@bobandtom.com. Essential Morning Radio. All day and all night.
Some like Bud, some like Schmitz, but for me, it's
Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7.
24/7. 24. Hey, it's Mark Allison with you on a Monday, July 13th. Jess Hooker sitting in for Christy Lee on vacation. Well deserved. Christy will be back next Monday, so we'll have Jess and Jessica, I think, sitting in. Sort of doing a tag team on news this week, and also Reno Collier going to be zooming in a moment right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. I'm Mark Allison with your Bob and Tom news update. 21 people have suffered minor injuries in an explosion and fire Sunday aboard a ship at a naval base in San Diego. The blaze called in shortly before 9 a.m. on the USS Bonhomme Richard. The cause is under investigation. They believe it may have been a welder's torch. Officials don't immediately know where on the 840-foot amphibious assault vessel the fire was sparked. San Diego is the Bonhomme Ricard's home port, and it was undergoing routine maintenance at the time of the fire. Officials said about 160 sailors and officers were on board, far fewer than the 1,000 typically on the ship when it's on active duty. A federal appeals court has ruled that the first federal execution in nearly 2 decades may proceed as scheduled today. The ruling from the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals overturns a lower court order that had put the execution of 47-year-old Daniel Lewis Lee on hold. Lee of Yukon, Oklahoma, had been scheduled to die by lethal injection Monday at a federal prison in Terre Haute, Indiana. He was convicted in Arkansas of the 1996 killings of gun dealer William Mueller, his wife Nancy, and her 8-year-old daughter, Sarah Powell. Mexican officials say the number of confirmed COVID-19 deaths has passed 35,000, making the country the 4th highest total overall. A count by Johns Hopkins University has only the United States, Brazil, and Britain with more confirmed deaths from the new coronavirus. Sunday's rise to 35,000 confirmed deaths moved Mexico, a country with 130 million inhabitants, past Italy. That's a look at your news headlines. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Hey, Stouffer's is introducing a machine that dispenses macaroni and cheese.
Man,
Finally.
just get me a chair.
I've got to try this. The mac and cheese dispenser is dumping mac and cheese on a hot dog.
Oh.
I haven't tried that.
My whole life is
bad. I'm so bad. Cannot wait to eat it like that. Cannot wait. Nobody's better than me. Nobody's better than me. Take me with the breadstick. Take me with breadstick. I'm so sad. Can't wait to pour mac and cheese on my pie. I can't wait to pour.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, this is Bob. And this is Tom. And this is Bob and Tom 24/7. Comedy on your computer all day and all night. Bob and Tom 24/7.
The steam begins to rise, it slowly effervesces. Leaves are crinkling under sweet caresses. I cherish this moment of natural bliss. Nothing's missing when I'm pissing outside, pissing outside. You don't know what you're missing until you start pissing outside. Pissing outside. Come on, America. Pissing outside. You don't know what you're missing until you start pissing outside. There you go. Come on, you know, a rock, a bush, a shrubbery, a tree. You can go anywhere you please. There's so many things that you can christen, so make it like your mission and just start pissing outside, pissing outside. You don't know what you're missing until you start pissing outside. You know my favorite place is in the virgin snow. You find a friend.
2 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much. We have a quick forecast coming from Jess Hooker behind the big glass window right there. She's in the performance room, sitting in for Christy Lee. You got that forecast, Jess?
Yes, Q95, Fox 59 weather forecast. Today it's going to be sunny. The high is 83. It is going to get hotter as the week progresses.
Now, I don't know if you can tell that we've been doing some rewiring in that room.
Oh, yeah. That's exciting.
Christy, so if you would mind, could you just grab, don't touch the red wire. Try grabbing the yellow one over there.
Okay.
That was mean.
Now, do you know what you're supposed to do supposed to do if you're injured at work?
Reach for a hammer.
No, hammer's good for nails, not work injuries. My goodness.
I'll take it from here. What you want to do is call our friends at Galitko and Daly, the work injury lawyers. What do? Well,
what do they do, Tom?
They go to work when you can't to get you what you need. So if you're injured at work, check out our friends Galitko and Daly at IndianaWorkers.com. That's IndianaWorkers.com. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. I can feel it. It's in the air. Of course, I'm talking about the Ace Cosby joke of the day. We're moments away, ladies and gentlemen. Ace is warming up over there, doing his tongue exercises.
Observations on life.
I understand the tongue
like a
exercise is
bench press
very
with-
effective over the weekend. That's the rumor that I heard. Okay, there's Chick, there's Josh. I'm Tom. We're in the same big room, separated socially and many other ways.
Mentally and physically.
And let's see, there's Willie behind the glass over there. Jess Hooker sitting in for Christy over there in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom. Pat Godwin's in the other building.
Hello.
The man, the keyboard, the guitar. It's good to see you, Pat. But right now, as I mentioned, Ace Cosby, we call it the joke of the day, really. These are more cultural observations about things happening in the world as we know it, contemporary society. It's very unusual these days, but Ace, please enlighten us.
This might be handy for Pat.
Okay.
How to get a farm girl to like you?
I don't know, obviously.
A tractor.
There you go. You see
All
that?
right.
A tractor.
That's
That's great.
Brevity is the soul of wit.
Dear John.
Dear?
A John Deere letter.
Of course.
Yeah.
That'd be,
Dear John.
if you're Yoda or something. We have Jess Hooker is still womanning the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk. We're going to do a little swap later on. We're going to swap Jessica's, a little bit of the swap shop. But right now, what do you got over there?
A hot air balloon had to make an emergency landing in an Illinois neighborhood on Wednesday. An 80-year-old woman had reportedly passed out during the flight over Huntley, prompting the emergency landing.
Boy, we're 9-year-olds.
Huntley,
Man,
12.
man.
Yeah.
Huntley. Good old Huntley.
Huntley Fire Protection District Deputy Chief Al Schlick
Well, that's keep going.
said the woman had regained consciousness by the time emergency workers arrived at the scene.
You know, that's the Twin Cities, Tom. Huntley.
And Brinkley?
Brinkley.
I figured no one would get it.
Does anyone get that?
Yes,
I
yes,
did it
but
for you.
Willie, any
Only because
idea
I'm
what
a
that's
media-
about?
No idea.
Media student.
I
Used to be the Huntley Brinkley News Report, and it was, I think one of them was in New York and
Yeah,
one
they
was in
kind of
Washington or
challenged
something.
Walter a little bit for dominance, but they didn't really.
Very, very serious.
Good night, David. Good night, Chet. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you socially distance in a wicker basket?
Not really.
They're kind of small. They're on the small side, Tommy.
Are they, though? I thought they were pretty big. I mean, well,
You've been in one. I've been in one.
I have it. And I'm going to say it was 6 feet square, maybe.
That's
Yeah.
what it seems like.
yeah.
So the video I saw, the guy's like hovering. He's in this suburban neighborhood, hovering 20 feet up, and he shoves her out, and she hits some kid's backyard trampoline.
Oh, well, that's that was serendipitous. That it was
What the hell?
Okay, that's not what he did.
I know when my pilot would heat up the balloon, the propane or whatever they use, butane or whatever it is, would splash all over. You get these little dots.
Really?
I mean, you look at this photograph. This guy
Awful.
landed this thing. I mean, it looks like just a regular neighborhood, and there's a bunch of big trees and
Joe Sixpack.
good job landing this thing right in the
No
middle
kidding.
of.
So she passed out in the thing.
Yeah, she passed out in the basket. So
Over Huntley.
I'm guessing this might be one of those bucket list things.
Yeah, probably 80 years old. Yeah,
Just wanted to go up in a balloon.
either that or she's holding on to some money that her kids want. Hey, Grandma, we got you.
Grandma, we got you.
Our mom. How about
Yeah.
the skydiving last week?
This is what I like about Josh. Not only does he have a background, it turns into a mini series for this woman.
Hey, we got you.
I like it very much.
Shark hunting tomorrow.
Yeah, with our chum.
Yeah.
By the way, that reminds me, Dad, Sam and I got you some parasailing tickets for next week. How nice is that?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, we went parasailing in the Bahamas. What was it again? Rusty harness parasailing.
Well, yeah, the governing body for the Bahamian Parasailing Organization. They check those out.
Oh, thoroughly.
Have you guys done it? Have you parasailed?
Yes.
You're the one who talked me into
I've
it.
not.
You don't
No.
remember that?
No, I know. I did it. I did it with Dean and I's wife. Went up together.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
No, that's right. I
Yeah.
remember that.
The one thing I remember besides
Girl on girl.
looking down and seeing the sharks.
Right.
I mean, there were huge sharks. You'd see them swimming around in beautiful Bahamian waters. The sound.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nothing?
You hear nothing
You don't- yeah.
but air.
If you turn you turn your head, you can't hear the
It's,
wind. then.
You can't hear the boats.
Really good.
Yeah.
People down below can't hear you screaming. Get me the hell back on Earth.
You can't
There
hear
are
the
giant sharks down
And then, of course, you start inspecting that harness, and the rusty harness really not that far off.
you can't hear the non-resort.
Well, you fall
poverty.
into water. I mean,
You can't hear
Oh, and the water might as well be concrete.
No, science has proven that no matter how high you are, if you land in water, you're fine.
I see.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amelia.
The Golden Gate Bridge theory.
Right.
Okay, very
All
good.
I know is that speaking of water, next time you cannonball, we better have video of it, pal. That's all I know.
You're right.
Josh did a cannonball. This was into a lake.
Oh, okay.
In case you were concerned about displacement. Well, kids, pool's closed.
That's right.
Yep.
I'm so obese.
How obese are you?
When I jump into a pool, they have to close it. I'm the fattest. I am fat. I emptied it and broke the concrete.
Whoa! It's amazing.
All I do, I eat and jerk it and jerk it and eat. Take them panties off and put the salami on. With the breadstick.
I'm not sure.
That's
How did that orca get in the pool? They scream.
It's funny again. How does that happen?
I don't understand the salami line.
We were talking contextually. We were talking about how you were suggesting that I can't mix that I have to mix food with sex, and so I told the woman take the panties off and put the salami on.
So did you jump off the end of a dock, or did you swing out? Okay.
Yep, jumped off the end of a dock and really cannonballed it. My sister-in-law Jessica gave me a 10 out of 10.
Oh, nobody videoed it though?
No,
come on.
I know. Next time we'll get video of it.
Yeah.
We used to have a ski rope hung from a tree at our lake house.
That's fun.
And we would climb up the tree and swing across the lake and let go that way.
Well, we would have done that, but there are no sequoias in the Lake of the Ozarks.
The rope,
right, Tom?
On a standard tree.
Tom, come on, you're missing your opportunity.
You mean the cable?
Yeah, that's right.
Much like the cable they use on the Golden Gate Bridge.
Sure, yeah.
Keep that up. The eight ply solid steel.
Now, we have a very unusual request here.
You look like somebody who would have done that at camp, swing out on the rope. Did you ever do that?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, the kayaks and stuff?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We just did it a couple years ago. Was that last summer? I can't even remember now.
I was going to say, I feel like he's the guy at camp that he swings on the rope and falls, and that he sues the camp so they take it down for everybody else.
Really? Not fair?
It is dangerous.
Whenever I do something like that, typically nothing bad happens. But as soon as I go, hey, I'm going to try that, the phones usually come out for everybody's because they know something's going to go wrong.
Something fun.
Willie, weren't you with us when we went on that wreck in the Bahamas? No.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there was this. They sunk this boat.
Oh, I was not there.
Oh, okay.
We dove that, right? It was scuba gear.
Well, this is a different one. A couple years ago, I did it. I forget where we
recently.
were.
Okay.
It was super cool. They had this boat, and you climb all over. They had all these swings. It was just the greatest.
Wow.
Super cool. And of course, again, the safety standards. It wasn't exactly like when you're at Disney World where everything was fairly lax.
I believe their mission statement is, it's safe. It's safe.
Go ahead, Mun.
It's safe.
Go ahead, Mun. Now,
that'll be $100.
This is short. A very unusual request about Eddie Vedder. And this is David Crow in a very short impression. Here we go. We haven't heard this in ages. Here it comes.
Comedian David Crow is with us. Now, you're from Seattle, so you got to be into the Seattle sound. Eddie Vedder, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I went to college during that whole, when they were the club bands, like Nirvana and Pearl Jam. And they're going on to bigger and better things. Now, Pearl Jam's actually the only band left. So I'm hoping they go into...
Eddie solo?
Yeah, Eddie solo tour, maybe Eddie on Broadway.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, that would be good. Here, like in The Sound of Music. Doe, a deer, a female deer, Ray, a man who owns a gun. Me a name, I call myself for the first sounding fight ticket master. Needle in my vein, law in order to restrain. Team world hell is nothing but a letter. Anyway.
There.
You almost exploded.
Wow, you have to see that to believe it.
I was going to
have a new favorite bit.
There you go. Eddie Vedder.
Was he doing that intense smile type?
Jeremy Smogan.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much.
Red-faced.
Coming up, we have a Tiger King update. A little bit of I guess there was a thing circulating about Tiger King. About some bones and body parts that they found?
Yeah, in the alligator pit at the original. Yeah.
Oh, so
Park.
there, you guys are wrong. It wasn't a tiger that ate her husband. It was an alligator.
Well, she can stop sweating, I'll tell you that right now.
okay.
But also coming up, we have Jenga in the news twice.
This seems like something you'd have at the house for the
What,
girls.
Jenga? Oh, I love that game.
Yeah, the really big Jenga is the way to go.
The outdoor, yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It teaches you life lessons. Everything you touch affects something else.
Sure.
Also,
So be paranoid all the time. Right?
coming up, we have news from the world of Bond. James Bond. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey man, this is Donnie Baker, and this is Bob and Tom 24/7. I swear to God it is. That's like all day and most of the night.
Hope you had a great weekend. Now we're back here on a Monday, but we're all together, so that's what's important. We couldn't do it without you, Bob and Tom Nation, so thanks so much for joining us. And speaking of Bob and Tom Nation, congratulations to you as well on the Bob and Tom YouTube channel. Over 100,000 subscribers. We're very excited about that. It's a milestone, and it helps us, it helps you, and we're looking to go to 200,000. What do you think about that? Maybe 1 million. Who knows? But right now, subscribe at no cost to the Bob and Tom Show YouTube channel. Just click that red button. Boom. You'll be in watching Bob and Tom tonight, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. 20 minutes of video highlights of today's Bob and Tom Show tonight, plus the Bob and Tom archives and the highlights. So you can get lost in the Bob and Tom YouTube channel. But wait till the show's over. We want you listening to us right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Good morning, I'm Mark Allison with your Bob and Tom entertainment news update from the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk. Kelly Preston has died. The actress's death announced by her husband, John Travolta, who confirmed the news in an Instagram post late last night. He said his wife died after a 2-year battle with breast cancer. Preston's film credits include twins and Jerry Maguire. She and Travolta met while filming the 1988 movie The Experts. They last starred together in the 2018 film Gotti. In it, Travolta played John Gotti. Preston played the crime boss's wife, Victoria. Kelly Preston, just 57 years old. Authorities in Southern California are to enter a 6th day of searching for TV actress Naya Rivera. The former star of the TV show Glee has been missing since last Wednesday when authorities believe she drowned in Lake Piru, northwest of Los Angeles. A search of the lake using helicopters, ATV divers, and special underwater gear has still turned up no sign of her. Authorities say Rivera is presumed to have drowned. The actress rented a boat with her 4-year-old son last week. When she didn't return in time, the renters went looking for the vessel and found Rivera's son on the boat asleep and alone. Her life jacket and ID still on board. For years, there have been whispers, talk, and sometimes shouts about the marriage of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. Now they're confirming that Pinkett Smith had an affair. The couple chatted together Friday on her series Red Table Talk. In it, she acknowledged hooking up with musician August Alsina while she and Smith were separated. During the discussion, Will Smith nudged his wife to be more forthcoming after she and Alsina had a different kind of entanglement. Smith replied, "An entanglement? A relationship?" before Pinkett Smith came clean. Wah, wah, wah. 2 down, 2 to go. Disney plans to get its other 2 Florida theme parks back on the grid this week after reopening the Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom over the weekend. The parks drew smaller crowds than usual for this time of year when they reopened Saturday for the first time in nearly 4 months because of the pandemic. Visitors under new rules to curb the spread of COVID-19. On Wednesday, Disney expected to reopen Epcot and Hollywood Studios theme parks in Central Florida. That's a look at your entertainment headlines. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hi, this is Bobcat Goldthwait, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
I went to a place that served exotic dishes like elk and wild boar. I heard it was delicious, but one thing I ate made me sick. It's so sad to see good beaver gone bad. Good beaver gone bad. It was tough and dry. I took a whiff and almost fainted. The pink it turned brown and it tasted kind of tainted. You take your chances eating out. I should have had the trout. Good beaver gone bad. Good beaver gone bad. You want it fresh, don't let it spoil rotten. Or leave it hanging round where it's forgotten. Better eat it while it's hot, 'cause pretty soon it's not. Yeah, a good beaver goes bad. Her love is dried up. It once was so delicious. She's cruel and she's cold now, vile and vicious. She was up to no good while she gnawed on the wood. Good beaver gone bad. Good beaver, good beaver, good beaver gone bad.
Hello. 8:20 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much. We got the Jessicas have switched places there. We've got Jessica Alsman sitting in for Jessica Hooker, who was sitting in for Christy Lee, with a quick forecast update.
Q95 Fox 59 weather forecast brought to you by CarX. Sunny today with a high of 83. Tonight, a low of 62. And tomorrow, sunshine with a high of 88. Currently at 64.
And coming up, more shots at $1,000, so pay close attention. You could be like Jeff Bassel, winner of $1,000 from Q95. We call it money for something, so pay close attention because you could be another winner today. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Slight shift in Jessica's. We have Jessica Alsman now sitting in for Christy Lee.
Hello.
In the other room over there. In this big room, it's let's see, there's Chick, there's Ace, there's Josh, I'm Tom, then Willie G through the glass over there. Hey, Pat Godwin is way over there on the other building, but we can see him on the TV screen. Thank you very much, Pat.
God bless it, it's Godwin.
We'll get another song out of Pat coming up shortly. But right now, we are going to turn back to the news desk. Now, you've missed a couple things, Jessica, that we've already covered a handful of interesting things today, including the Ghislaine Maxwell issue.
Oh, Ghislaine?
Well, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. She's the one that's with the so-called British socialite ex-girl.
It's not Ghislaine, is it?
I hope not.
I'm not sure.
I used to be Jessica Balsman. Was my fantasy football team name for a while.
Jessica Balsman?
Jessica Balsman. Like, because of Giselle. That's all, right? You know.
Almost have to be. Yeah.
My middle name is Hart, and my friend used to call me William Fart Giswald.
William Fart Giswald.
Well.
Kids are fun, aren't they?
Yeah, they're good. They're good to be around.
Yeah.
Good to be around.
I miss so calling you that.
That's the worst thing about being a kid, being around other kids, right? Man.
Oh, wow. You know, they're changing her from cell to cell. But what have you got over there in your stack of news?
Tiger King news. Remains that were found in the alligator pit at the original Tiger King Zoo have turned out to be an animal and not a human.
Oh.
Zach Baggins reportedly filmed an episode of Ghost Adventures at the park in Wynnewood, Oklahoma.
I love Ghost Adventures. Zach Bagans, by the way.
Bagans?
Because he's not the guy from
The Hobbit?
Bilbo.
Right, no. That's why I think he goes by Bagans.
I think I like Baggins better.
Very compelling evidence.
Typically, every episode, yes. Mm-hmm.
So in the park in Wynnewood, Oklahoma, where dogs allegedly picked up a scent in the alligator pit on Thursday, July 9th. The remains were initially thought to be human, and local sheriff's deputies were called to the scene.
Wow.
Law enforcement sources told TMZ that the bones uncovered appeared to belong to a small animal with a tail.
Well, I can see why they'd mistaken for a human.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah. They wanted it to be a human so bad.
Were they the bones of the shark that this show jumped about 2 months ago?
Oh, Tiger King?
Well, you think they're going to have to come back with a second season with the popularity of the first season. My goodness. They're going to have to find something to bring him.
Aren't they doing another season, but it's about Siegfried and Roy's tigers?
Is that right?
I think we did that story a couple months ago, yeah.
Really?
No, I don't remember us talking about that.
Well, that won't be as interesting as this one.
Yeah. The zoo was formerly owned by Joe Exotic, but is currently owned by Jeff Lowe, Joe's former business partner, and was affliction enthusiast.
Yes, he sure is.
Okay, so
Unsolved Mysteries is back on Netflix.
Yeah,
and they have a little homage to Robert Stack right there at the in the opening credits. It's very cool, very good.
Yeah,
You ever watch Unsolved Mysteries when it was on NBC?
Obviously, a long time ago. I haven't seen it. I'll have to check out
I prefer my mysteries to be solved.
Any good mysteries?
I got to tell you, I do. I hate it when you devote 2 hours to one of those shows, and at the end they go, and no one knows what happened. Well, then...
we still don't have an answer.
Solved mysteries, they're no longer mysteries.
He only likes it when in the end they go, I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you kids and your dog.
Really, he hates Scooby-Doo. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I thought you liked Scooby-Doo.
No, hates it.
You talk about a formula. Every episode, I wonder if it's the old man caretaker in the castle.
You love Gilligan's Island. That's the most formulaic show that ever existed.
Also, both of those shows have episodes with the Harlem Globetrotters.
They
Kind
sure
of fun
do.
tie-in.
Yeah.
And
I do love the Harlem Globetrotters.
Mr. Ed's another favorite show of yours. That's pretty much
There's no formula there.
one note episode.
The Adventures of a Talking Horse.
Well, but he talks in front of Wilbur. He doesn't talk in front of anybody else. And Wilbur's tried to get him to talk. He just stands there.
We were celebrating Catherine the Great's birth just a few weeks ago. Do you know the rumor about her, don't you, Jessica?
What's the rumor?
You really don't know?
I've only seen The Great on Hulu, which I loved, but I don't know much history on Catherine.
It's apocryphal, but the thought was that Catherine the Great was...
really enjoyed horses.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was it. But it's not true.
Right.
But
some nasty girls made up a rumor.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Let's just say if her and Mr. Ed were hanging out, there wouldn't be a lot of talking going on.
That's
right. Certainly would be.
Yeah, if you want to get screwed by a horse, just go to the track.
That was a weird joke.
That was a disturbingly funny joke.
Did you lose a bunch of money on horses over the weekend?
Well,
what if we found out Griswold was a degenerate gambler?
Lost $250,000.
How funny would that be?
So I have a couple friends.
Remember, isn't the rumor about Cleopatra, though, that she would use horses' effluence to keep her skin creamy?
Apparently.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Boy, there's a product.
Let's not forget she was like 11.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Liz Taylor, she wasn't.
Okay.
Unless we're talking
I like my
Lassie.
monarchs. I like my monarchs to be adults. Really?
No, she was very young.
Okay, well, let's forget the horse. Thank you very much.
I think the asp was older.
The asp, the snake?
Yeah, they killed her.
Of course. Okay, now apparently it's pronounced Ghislaine Maxwell, is that correct?
Ghislaine?
Or Ghislaine?
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine like Elaine.
Ghislaine, but Ghislaine.
Okay, so it's not what I was speculating.
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine. It's spelled that way. It'd be a lot funnier if it was.
Well, just keep saying it.
Stay in your lane.
If you're tuning us in to hear adults talk about events of the day, you've got the wrong radio show.
How do you get Ghislaine out of Ghislaine?
Oh, I love this joke.
The H and the S are silent, obviously.
They get down off a duck.
British socialite.
Down from a goose.
For me, she's Ghislaine. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
British socialite.
That's what it says.
I know. Don't you
she's described as a British
want to
socialite.
tune out as a British socialite? I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm Prince Andrew's pal.
Wow.
Yikes. Okay,
He's
I'm
just
sorry.
got to come out with his hands up, right? At some point, doesn't he?
Yeah,
I mean,
at some point.
Right out of the castle.
Okay, I'll go back to you, Jessica Alsman.
I guess you could call it Jello Shot Jenga. It's a new game, handmade, and being sold on Etsy.
Huh.
The New York Post reports that custom woodworker Brian Kalu has invented the variation of the Hasbro Classic, and his handmade Little Tipsy Shot Tower is played the same way.
Little Tipsy Shot Tower.
The set includes 54 natural sanded blocks with 15 spots to hide away Jello shots.
No kidding.
So it's a big. These things are big. It's a big, like a giant castle you set up.
Cool.
But you have to take it apart, and some of the blocks have Jello shots in them. So obviously, if you pull one of those, you have to.
You know, I'm speaking from experience. It's easy to forget there's booze and Jello shots.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure.
They're delightful. Each player takes a block from the tower, then places the block on top of the tower. As the construct gets shakier and shakier, and you never know when you may get a block with a Jello shot.
Oh, okay. So not every block has Jello shots in them.
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, this one has it.
Yeah, 15 out of 54 or something like
Gotcha.
that.
Well, that's not enough. It should be 50 out of 50.
Then there really wouldn't be a game, then, would it? If everyone had a shot in it. So I think it's a great idea, taking a kid's game, turning it into a drunken party game.
Jenga for shaky alcoholics.
At your next AA meeting, they'll bring.
They have all kinds of those drinking games, like Flippy Cup and quarters. And
Do they have alcohol-free Jello shots?
It's
Jello.
called Jello.
Jello, you idiot.
Spoonful of Jello.
What the hell?
For people who just want to
have-
slurp in front of their friends.
You know, you'd be surprised at how much stuff is alcohol-free. They have alcohol-free waffles. They have alcohol-free baked chicken.
They do.
Wait a minute. They have a baked chicken,
I
no
love
liquor?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Why
Vodka
make the
chicken.
then?
You aware of that, Pat?
I wasn't. I love vodka chicken.
Oh, vodka pasta? Oh,
That's
man.
delicious.
Have you ever, TGI Fridays has their Jack Daniels signature dishes.
Oh, my gosh, it's so good.
I was with a friend one time, and he goes, "Oh, the Jack Daniels steak, hold the steak," and I laughed for 10 minutes. There's no way he wasn't the first person to say it, and he wasn't the last person to say it, but I loved it.
That's funny.
So did you just give him a shot of Jack Daniels and charge him as much as the steak?
No, the waiter scowled and kind of walked off.
That's a Friday's waiter, all right.
Walked away. Yeah, I haven't heard that 1,000 times.
Exactly.
Just make an order, pal, okay?
Now, Pat, Pat, you like that game, Thirsty Hippos?
I do.
The
Yeah.
kids game, or you? I'm sorry. Now, what else have you got over there, Jessica?
Sticking with Jenga, an Arizona man has set the Guinness World Record for most Jenga blocks stacked on one vertical Jenga piece.
Oh,
this is
how high?
The man's name is Ty-Star Valianti. He has spent his quarantine working to build a tower on top of a single Jenga
so he's got
brick.
one brick
as the foundation,
and it's standing upright.
No.
Yes.
No way.
And then he has this giant pyramid of blocks on top of it.
A pyramid?
Yes,
What?
it looks like an upside down pyramid. It's great.
How is
Oh,
that?
I see. So the point.
Yeah, but it starts with
like
one
a funnel.
block lengthwise up, vertical.
How
Cool.
is that possible?
He beat his own record of 353 bricks by using 485 this year.
Wow.
Valianti's upside down pyramid stood for a total of 9 minutes before his son knocked it down.
Is that true?
Yeah.
The most incredible part of the tower is that as Ty builds, he expands it outward from a single Jenga block, giving it a physics-defying appearance. The Jenga block construction looks like an upside-down pyramid resting on a single piece, an astonishing feat achieved in only 2 hours.
Wow.
We've got a picture of this thing on the various Bob and Tom social media.
This is crazy.
That's
Facebook,
nuts.
et cetera, et cetera.
And he's not super gluing the pieces.
No, that's why they knocked them over. That's a good, fair question.
Okay, yeah.
To prove that.
Damn it, Jimmy. You knocked the Jenga over.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
And obviously a lot of spare time.
Yes.
This guy's got a whole technique, and he apparently practices.
And
practices
patience.
all the time. Now, are you a Pabst Blue Ribbon drinker, Jessica?
I like some PBR.
Okay, we had an interesting story earlier this morning. I brought in for the guys the Pabst Blue Ribbon coffee, which they enjoyed very much.
Oh, I've had that. I started quarantine with it. It was delightful.
Isn't it good?
Yeah.
Now, there's a Pabst Blue Ribbon hard tea. So
I'll try it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'll get you guys.
I love tea and
bring some coffee in tomorrow.
Yeah. In the hard coffee. It's something new that's out there.
It tastes like Yoo-hoo.
Yes, it did. The coffee did.
Now, do you have this story about the Super Mario Brothers? We were talking about something similar to this recently.
Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
Yeah, this is one of those things where someone has a game that's never been opened.
A vintage Super Mario Brothers game has sold for $114,000 at auction. The unopened copy of the game, released in 1985 for Nintendo's NES console, was auctioned off on Friday, July 10th by Dallas-based Heritage Auctions. The $114,000 sale surpassed Heritage Auctions' previous record amount for a video game, which was at $100,150 bid, made earlier last year for an unopened copy of the same game. Other titles auctioned off included Mike Tyson's Punch-Out!, a 1987 video game based on the former heavyweight boxing champion.
It's actually pronounced 1987.
Oh, yes, it is Tyson's Punch-Out, yeah.
Sorry.
That sold for... I'm trying to be professional, Willie.
I'm sorry, Jessica.
The video game, it sold for $50,400.
That Mike Tyson one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember Glass Joe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Soda Popinski.
Oh, yeah.
So some guy bought these and just kept them and never But do these guys buy thousands of these things? And
No kidding. What kid had the foresight not to open up their video game?
His weird uncle.
Right, it probably was.
He's like, I bought one for you and one for me.
Okay. I don't understand. What was the one they dug up last year?
Oh, that's the ET Atari. There's a documentary about it. And
there was a.
It was thought to be just a made-up story, a legend.
all
but
true.
Evidently, it was true.
They had to bury a bunch of them.
It didn't sell, so they took them out in the.
It's considered one of the biggest flops in retail marketing ever.
If you have a can of new Coke, is that similarly valuable?
Probably. Well, I don't know about 100,000, but it's probably worth a little something.
Oh, man. People are spending a lot of money to buy Crystal Pepsi online before they re-released it again, and then the guys would do videos drinking it, and it does go bad after a while.
Oh, really?
Sure.
Ugh.
And it doesn't age like wine. It doesn't get better.
Right. It's like, nope, it went real flat and real bad.
From what I understand, Crystal Pepsi went bad the minute you opened it. I never had it, but
it was a weird taste. It's something that sticks with you.
Okay. All right. What else is happening?
It's well established that exercise can sharpen the mind.
Whatever.
People,
Josh.
people and mice who
Now
get a
stop
lot
it,
of.
Josh. You've got some nasty mail here.
Oh. People and mice who get a lot of exercise do better on cognitive tests. And studies suggest that elderly people who are physically active reduce their risk of dementia. Now, in a surprising finding, researchers report that blood from a mouse that exercises regularly can perk up the brain of a so-called couch potato mouse.
Really?
I love stuff like
I want to see the couch potato mouse. That's what I want. Him leaning back on the love seat.
Yeah.
But you know what this is
having
implying?
Cheetos.
This is implying the same thing for humans.
That I could take a fit person's blood and inject it into me and then
Here.
Yeah.
get a little more energy or something.
And you'll see fat vampires lurking at the exit to the gym.
Blah.
Yes.
Why don't you have a cheeseburger instead? Yeah.
Yeah, and aren't they sort of doing stuff like this where they're taking human blood from?
I feel like Silicon Valley did this in an episode. The guy was having some young kid who wasn't doing any drugs or alcohol, doing blood transfusions, and he's like, I feel so young, I feel so fit, and then he found out that kid was actually pounding a bunch of cheeseburgers, and he ended up having high cholesterol because of all the blood transfusions he was getting.
They are doing what they call vampire facials. Celebrities will do that.
I've seen
I think
that.
one of the Kardashians did it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's where they do one.
Do they actually inject a little bit of blood in their cheeks
blood or plasma or something?
Yeah, and then they kind of just rub it in for. I don't know if it's. I think it just for youthfulness.
Sounds very gimmicky.
Yeah, it does.
Not to mention incredibly dangerous.
Yeah,
I'm going to put a bunch of needles in your face. Yeah, don't worry. I washed them down with urine. I read about it in Goop. Okay, thank you.
Urine sterilite. It's a natural sterilite.
Of course. I'm with Chick though. I want to see the couch potato mice.
Yeah.
Adorable.
They have like little couches.
Yeah, little chubby mice eating Cheetos.
Tiny bowl of Cheetos.
Little teeny TV sets.
What shows are they watching?
Watching
Danger Mouse.
Sherlock.
King of Queens.
Ooh.
All sorts of BBC shows, I'm sure.
I just finished Broadchurch. Loved it.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
Which one is that?
David Tennant and Olivia Colman. It's like a crime detective show.
It's very good.
Currently on Netflix.
Okay, that's one of the ones that Chick recommended.
Didn't they do poop transplants at one time, Tom?
Yes.
Weren't we talking about that?
That's a real thing.
A bacterial type.
Well, I think the blood thing's a real thing.
You do?
It's a real thing. Yes. I mean, I don't think it's beneficial, but I think it's happening.
Okay, well, it's happening with mice.
I mean, I'm sure there's maybe some much more sophisticated way to do this down the road, but I think harvesting young people, great idea.
This is a Swiftian proposal.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like a certain horror movie of a different sort just a couple of years ago.
Sure, yeah.
But that's obviously what this is implying, though. If they can take the blood of exercise and healthy mice and put it in the fat mice, it's going to help those mice. That interesting. Well, down the road, maybe we'll live long enough to see that.
I'm skeptical about this working.
It'd be great if some really, really old guy all of a sudden. Wow, have you seen Sean Connery? He looks like he's 24 again. He's standing next to 7 graves going, well, It's too bad for these fellas.
Yeah, who would have thought I'd be the only surviving Bond?
Yeah.
And everybody's dead. A through Q. Thank you.
Coming up, we have James Bond news. When we come back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Tell us what you think. Call 888-BOB-TOM-1. More of the Bob and Tom Show next.
Hi, fellas. This is Floyd Tucker, the over-the-road trucker. This is Bob and Tom's program, 24/7.
Hey, Bob and Tom fans, treat yourself to a VIP membership at bobandtom.com. If you love the Bob and Tom Show, how about full access right now, including the archives, the album library, the commercial-free and on-demand daily podcast of the Bob and Tom Show, and the 7-camera video stream of the show each and every morning. Jeff Oskey taking care of that for us. Check it out now at bobandtom.com/VIP.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Multiple reports say Washington's NFL team will get rid of the name Redskins today. It's unclear when a new name will be revealed for one of the league's oldest franchises. USA Today, ESPN, The Washington Post, Washington Times, and Sports Business Journal are reporting that owner Dan Snyder is set to retire the Redskins name. Cole Custer became the first rookie winner in the NASCAR Cup Series in nearly 4 years, surging to the lead in a 4-wide final lap scramble yesterday at Kentucky Speedway. And Felix Rosenqvist passed Pete O'Ward on the next-to-last lap and earned his first career victory in the second half of the IndyCar doubleheader in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Hey, this is for you, Josh. You know whose birthday is today?
I don't.
Jessica Simpson, 40.
Ooh. Oh,
40.
Man.
She has a very confessional book.
Yeah, I bought it for my girlfriend. She read, I think, 25 pages.
Did she leave it? I'll read it.
I could probably get it for you.
A failed gift? Is that what you're talking about?
I think we're done. I think that's it. We just move right on.
Time now for things we learned.
Hey, I pulled a Pat.
Wow, that's like something I do.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, this is Drew Hastings, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
I wake up, the birds are singing, not a cloud up in the sky. Hey, this is really good coffee. Man, I'm a happy guy. Then suddenly the phone rings and my smile fades away. As I listen to you talking, you ruin another day. Who cracked in your cornflakes? Who peed in your tea? Who rained on your parade? And why the hell are you telling me? You've got good looks and money too, but that's not good enough for you. Who crapped in your cornflakes? Who peed in your tea? You're whining 'cause you're gaining weight and you're getting older. Your ass will never as big as the chip that's on your shoulder. Killjoy and party pooper are the words that come to mind. 'Cause you wake up every morning with a bug up your behind. Bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch, that's all you ever do. I'd rather take a bullet than have to listen to you. Wrapped in your cornflakes, who peed in your tea?
100.
Hey, 8:45 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much. Jessica Alsman sitting in for Christy Lee. She's got the weather forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather forecast. It is going to be sunny today with a high of 83. Tonight, a low of 62. Tomorrow, sunshine with a high of 88. Currently, it is 66.
Thank you very much, Jessica. Now, coming up, we have more shots, like you may have just heard a few seconds ago, to win some serious cash, $1,000 from Q95. So please pay close attention, for your shot at that coming up. Also coming up, we have a chance to register to win Holiday World and Splash and Safari tickets here at Q95. Check out the new Cheetah Chase, the world's #1 launched water coaster.
Water shoots you uphill. It's crazy.
Holiday World, the water coaster capital of the world. So be listening for your shots at that and your shot at that $1,000. Now, I've been working over here trying to train our smart speaker to play our show. So what a great way to wake up if you would just train, say, Alexa, can you pop on the Bob and Tom show, perhaps for the warm-up hour at 5 a.m.?
Yes,
just to wake me up and make it really loud. Okay, thank you, Alexa. So you just train it, or you can just say, hey, Alexa, can you play Q95 on iHeartRadio? All of these tricks will work, and you can train that smart speaker of yours to help you have to do less in the morning. And that thing does turn into a nice radio with that great speaker, etc. Now, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Happy to be here in the big rooms. Ace, Chick, Josh, I'm Tom. In the ancillary facility over there, it's Jessica Alsman.
Howdy.
Sitting in for Jessica Hooker, who was here earlier today, sitting in for Christy Lee. In the hot box, it's Willie G. Hey, Willie.
Hey.
And then Patty G is in the other building. We're watching him on the big screen. So we're all here in a big bunch, but we're socially distanced as is required these days. So thanks very much for joining us. I mentioned James Bond. Are you a big fan at all of the Bond movies, or are they way before your time?
Before my time, but I tried to watch a few of them. I need to go back and just do them all in order.
Yeah, start with
They're
Dr. No.
fun.
Yeah, start with Dr. No, and then about Thunderball, pretty much bail.
So
Watch Thunderball.
None with Sean. Without Sean Connery, you haven't seen him, right?
Oh, I have, yeah.
No, you've seen him.
A couple of them, yeah.
Okay.
That's.
What's your gripe with Roger Moore? Or
I like Roger Moore.
Did you like Timothy Dalton?
Yeah, he was okay.
Any of the other
I didn't
Bonds?
particularly care for the Roger Moore ones.
I'm sure you loved A View to a Kill with the great Duran Duran song.
No, I never said that.
Amazing artists.
But I bring it up because there is Bond news.
Really? Now, one is just kind of sitting there waiting for us to eventually be able to watch.
Yeah, they filmed the latest one.
Yeah, it was already supposed to be out, but
who knows at this point.
Yeah.
But Bond is in the news because of one of the great James Bond automobiles.
The Lamborghini featured in the James Bond film Die Another Day is up for sale. The 1992 Lamborghini Diablo is being sold by Beverly Hills Car Club for $119,500. The car, which has 45,000 miles on it, features 5-speed manual transmission, 5.7-liter engine, power windows, the signature color combination of Diablo Rosa,
power windows,
as well as Nero leather and red piping interior.
How do you put 45,000 miles on a Lambo? I don't know. It's not
In what, 28 years?
Yeah, it's not exactly driving across country with
Just
it.
driven to church on Sunday by an old lady who burned out the clutch.
Was this the car that he drove along the ice in Die Another Day, where they're all in that ice palace? And
Could not tell you what that movie's about to save my life.
That's the Halle Berry one, right?
Yeah.
All I know is if you do have one of the James Bond cars, whatever you do, don't push in the lighter.
Be wary of almost every button.
That's one of the great scenes of all time.
Did you lose your mind when that car did that?
Yes, he flips the thing. Doesn't he flip his thing in the stick shift and presses the button and ejects the guy? Because they knew that was going to come in handy on this adventure for Mr. Bond.
The gun and the oil. And
love all that stuff.
Now, I used to have a truck that had that oil thing.
Oh, yeah?
You know, where he spills the oil and gets the car behind him. Of course, my truck just did it all the time.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
I literally carried a case of oil in the back of that thing up in Harbor Springs.
Yeah, I remember you.
Just to keep filling it.
Yeah, you just said, and then you'd pull out in the winter in the snow. There'd be this huge puddle of oil. I couldn't afford to fix it. So.
Oh, wow. The only catch with this car is the clutch may have to be replaced. So no leaking oil, but a shifty clutch.
I think that the people from Spectre must have turned back the odometer. A Lamborghini that's 28 years old with 45,000 miles on it.
Probably just been sitting somewhere.
Yeah. The shop, probably.
From what I understand.
Yeah, you don't.
I'm not allowed to drive anymore.
And this was the Lamborghini Diablo. My favorite Lamborghini is the Countach.
Yeah.
Those are
just because
those are
of
the flat ones.
Just because of the name.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Diablo.
Sounds like
a character in a Bond film.
Yeah, Countach sounds like a rather unusual.
Jacques de Pocher.
Rather unusual.
Yeah, why didn't they just
a hair-like feature on a lady?
Oh, that's Coon Stash.
Yeah, not mustache, but
I see. Well, that's very unusual, Pussy Galore.
Oh boy, Salvador Dali type.
How did you do that?
Yeah, wow,
very odd choice.
you put wax on that, huh?
Yeah,
all right.
So you tried to paint over it like Cesar Romero.
Now, we were talking about something earlier. Jessica, are you finding it? I was talking to one of my daughters over the weekend. And she goes, wait a minute, is today Saturday or Sunday? This is really a thing that's happening.
Oh, it's terrible.
Depending on what you do and when you get to do it, we're kind of locked into a pretty solid calendar. So I get
the day confused.
Yeah, on the air, I have said the wrong day more than once since this whole thing started. It just gets confusing. And
to be fair, you didn't know what day it is before any of this started, though.
That's true. That's something that needs to be mentioned.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. But I think now especially, it's very confusing.
Sure.
And I know, Pat, you were talking to me. You got a song about the fact that we don't know what day it is?
I'll goth out for you. I don't care if Monday's here. I've had no job since March this year. Thursday, I'll drink a case of beer. Is it Friday? I'm confused. This day, that day, what day's next? Is it Christmas? I'm perplexed. Thursday's here and still no check. Oh, it's Friday. Are you sure? It's Saturday. Wait. No, it's Sunday. I should check the date. It's Monday. I can't get this straight. Oh, I don't care if Tuesday's rain. Wednesday's sunny. Thursday, same. Every morning's Groundhog Day. Is it Friday? I'm confused.
A tribute.
Indeed.
That was lovely.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, The Cure. Now, another unusual request. This is the great Henry Phillips, singer-songwriter, comedian, very fine actor. Mm-hmm. And you've heard about sometimes they'll talk about people about being on the shoulders of giants. And I think it's pretty much explained here. This is, I'll just let Henry take over.
Ancient philosophy was framed by prodigies. Aristotle, Plato, and Socrates. And even though their thoughts were deemed the aristocratic voice, they also had a thing for little boys. Catherine the Great, so it's been said, needed large animals to be fulfilled in bed. From historic rulers to the ancient Greeks, we're standing on the shoulders of freaks. Isn't life
life pretty, Ernest Hemingway once said. And then he put a bullet through his head. Salvador Dali's surreal paintings were God sent. You'd never know he ate his own excrement. It's a great one during breakfast hour. Then there's Da Vinci, for whom it required dressing in women's underwear to be inspired. From the great romantics to the ancient Greeks, we're standing on the shoulders of freaks.
Standing on the shoulders of giants or standing on the shoulders of freaks. Coming up, we have donuts at the cemetery. Not the kind you eat. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Chime in with an email. Send to bobandtom@bobandtom.com. More of the Bob and Tom Show next.
Hey, everybody, this is Jimmy Pardo. You recognize my voice from the show and my face from television. You are listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, they call him Boner. That was his nickname growing up. We call him Reno Collier, and he'll be on his way from Nashville, Tennessee, zooming in. We'll catch up with Reno, see how his weekend was, coming up right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Stay tuned. I'm Mark Allison with your Bob and Tom news update. 21 people have suffered minor injuries in an explosion and fire Sunday aboard a ship at a naval base in San Diego. The blaze called in shortly before 9 a.m. on the USS Bonhomme Ricard. The cause is under investigation. They believe it may have been a welder's torch. Officials don't immediately know where on the 840-foot amphibious assault vessel the fire was sparked. San Diego is the Bonhomme Ricard's home port, and it was undergoing routine maintenance at the time of the fire. Officials said about 160 sailors and officers were on board, far fewer than the 1,000 typically on the ship when it's on active duty. A federal appeals court has ruled that the first federal execution in nearly 2 decades may proceed as scheduled today. The ruling from the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals overturns a lower court order that had put the execution of 47-year-old Daniel Lewis Lee on hold. Lee of Yukon, Oklahoma, had been scheduled to die by lethal injection Monday at a federal prison in Terre Haute, Indiana. He was convicted in Arkansas of the 1996 killings of gun dealer William Mueller, his wife Nancy, and her 8-year-old daughter, Sarah Powell. Mexican officials say the number of confirmed COVID-19 deaths has passed 35,000, making the country the 4th highest total overall. A count by Johns Hopkins University has only the United States, Brazil, and Britain with more confirmed deaths from the new coronavirus. Sunday's rise to 35,000 confirmed deaths moved Mexico, a country with 130 million inhabitants, past Italy. That's a look at your news headlines. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
General Mills has released a new cereal in the shape of Baby Yoda. In order to ramp up sales, the prize they put in the box is the phone number of an actual girl. A 50-year-old man trying to kill a woodchuck accidentally shot an 80-year-old man as he was golfing. The 80-year-old lifetime golfer said he'd always dreamed of getting a hole-in-one. He just never dreamed it would be a hole in one of his lungs.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, this is Augie Smith. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
I was watching TV with my buddy Stevie when we saw the strangest thing. It was so compelling, a woman was selling maxi pads that had wings. I turned to Channel 3 and what did I see? A woman who looked real rich. She was living on the hill and pitching Vagisil for the special feminine niche. I tried once more and I turned to Channel 4 and I was shocked, I must confess. A gal who was chunky said when she's smelling funky, she just squirts it with FDS. Well, it's on every station, it's plugging up the nation with feminine hygiene ads. Douches and ointments and OBG appointments, and don't forget your maxi pads, 'cause they have wings to fly. Let's give it a try, it's feminine hygiene. Well, a mama and a daughter walking by the water, somebody don't feel fresh. Monostat 7 put her back in heaven, 'cause the yeast really makes a mess. Middle-aged debutante looking for a lubricant, I still can hear her voice. Her mama done told her when a woman gets older, the muffin downstairs don't stay moist. Well, it's on every station, an oversaturation of feminine hygiene dames. Creams and lotions and all her emotions and all the water she retains. It's so insane.
10 o'clock at Q95, it's the Bob and Tom Show.
Barbershop Music Appreciation Day.
Is that right?
You know what that means.
What?
Little light of rose coming up.
A little something special from Da Vinci's Notebook. Quick forecast, Jessica.
Q95 Fox 59 weather forecast brought to you by CarX. Sunny today with a high of 83. Tonight, a low of 62. And tomorrow, sunny with a high of 88. Currently at 66.
Thank you very much. Now, a good weekend to be wearing the dad shorts. But today, a little cooler, because that's what happens in Indiana. It's going to be super hot, then it's going to be really freezing, and then that's why you want to check in with our buddy, Jeff Chapman. He's the guy in the dad shorts. Chapman Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. You'll find him at chapmanheating.com. You're probably not thinking about your furnace today, not yet, but you're going to be, and that's where Jeff Chapman and his great crew comes in handy. They have the full range of top-notch heating and air conditioning products and equipment and experts to fix them for you. Make sure that your filters are good. Make sure everything's happening in the world of your HVAC that's good for you and your house. I trust them. You can too. Jeff Chapman, the man for all seasons at chapmanheating.com. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show with Chick. Josh Ace is our engineer. This is Tom. We're in the big room over there. It's Willie G. Over there, it's Jessica A.
Hey, hello.
Jessica Alsman is over there. And Patty G. is right there looking for a new battery.
Are we all?
Yeah, it's a long story. We'll get to it coming up. Today, Barbershop Music Appreciation Day.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Is that right?
Light a rose, I'm home again, Rose.
So who's officially observing appreciation for this?
Well, Chick, we have a surprise for you, fellas. Come on in.
Fellas!
Get your tuning pipe out.
I would love to watch a barbershop quartet on Zoom because there's the delay and they just can't all get in the right time.
That'd be great.
Oh, yeah, they go mad trying to sing it properly.
This is the great band Da Vinci's Notebook, and something about the world of the barbershop.
can't touch this. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours, damn right. It's better than yours, I can teach you, but I have to charge. Who let the dogs out? Woof, 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 woof. Who let the dogs out? Woof,
Let's
woof,
get it
my
started.
My hump, my hump, my hump, my hump, my hump, my hump. My lovely lady lumps, my hump, my hump, my hump. I like big butts, and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face. So fellas,
Yes.
fellas,
Yes.
has your girlfriend got the butt?
Hell yes.
So shake it, shake that healthy butt. Baby got back. Drop it like it's hot. Baby got
Da Vinci's Notebook and their tribute to the barbershop quartet.
Oh, well, that.
And I remember we were talking about this a few years ago, and the fact that you've got the barbershop quartets and all of the. I think it'd be really great to go into a hotel and find out there's a convention of barbershop. Well, that's what happened here.
More than 10,000 barbershop singers are harmonizing their hearts out in Pittsburgh this week at the 56th annual convention of the Society for the Preservation and Encouragement of Barbershop Quartet Singing in America.
Morning, Bob and Tom Show. Hello.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
This must
my
be
God.
one of the barbershop quartets calling. What a surprise that you'd call.
It's great to be with you.
I'll tell you.
This must be the Polish team.
Yeah. Well, it's great to hear from you, fellas. Do you have a spokesperson? Okay.
Could we speak with him?
Sure thing.
And what's your spokesman's name?
Okay.
Hello, Barry.
Barry. Actually, I think they're all Barry. So are you guys having fun at the barbershop quartet convention?
We're having a great time.
I see. It's a shame they didn't have a bass.
What's the name of your quartet?
The Barrytones.
The Barrytones. I
like
see.
that.
I see.
Very good. Well, good luck at the convention, guys.
Thanks, fellas.
Little barbershop quartet convention
Well, I
music
know
for you
the
this
last
morning. We'll perhaps get a little something else out of our friends at Da Vinci's Notebook. Extra?
Oh, my goodness.
This just in, a statement from the Washington Redskins football team, and now official. It says, back 10 days ago on July 3rd, we announced the commencement of a thorough review of our team's name. The review has begun in earnest. As part of this process, we want to keep our sponsors, fans, and community apprised of our thinking as we go forward. Today, we're announcing we will be retiring.
Not changing the name. And then they gave everybody the finger and left.
We will be retiring the Redskins name and logo upon completion of this review.
Wow.
Dan Snyder and Coach Rivera are working closely to develop a new name and design approach that will enhance the standing of our proud tradition, rich franchise, and inspire our sponsors, fans, and community for the next 100 years.
And they're desperately searching for a name that won't piss off somebody.
It has happened, which is going to be the big trick. Yeah.
I think they'll be able to figure it out. I think that they'll be able to find something.
I don't know.
Well, HTTR is pretty important to us, Redskins fans. That means Hail to the Redskins. And you put hashtag HTTR and stuff. So I would assume they're going to try to
have
find
an R in
something
there.
with an R, like Red Tails or Red Wolves or something. So we will see what we will see.
Again, Red Wolves is really generic and dumb.
I think they're the D.C. area, the Beltway. Inside the Beltway, they are lousy with Red Wolves. Have you ever been there?
Actually, it's lousy with all of our money.
A lot of bears in Chicago.
They make our taxes.
Could be the red squirrels. Red squirrels are quite evil. They will, the male squirrels will actually kill little baby squirrels.
It doesn't really inspire There's no. You don't want to get too real here.
Oh, well. Sorry. I always call them Washington.
I mean, you could go with red ants. I mean, they're awful too, but
even worse.
Ants,
well, we're playing the red ants this afternoon. Look out. I like red tails because if it's reference to the Tuskegee Airmen, I think it's pretty cool.
It is cool. It's not geographically appropriate, but it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Utah Jazz. Right?
Piss off the baboons.
Sure, yeah.
L.A. Lakers and take me to all those big lakes.
Yeah. If you start, you drive yourself crazy with names of sport. I don't like the collective, like Orlando Magic, Miami Heat. I don't like that. You know.
Okay. Well, I think I'd like to continue our tribute to the Barbershop Quartet. Now I'm
trying to get you away from that, but
real quick question:
right back to it.
Are there lady? I'm sure there must be lady versions of the Barbershop Quartet.
Sure. The stylist combo.
Yeah, are they called? Is there a different?
I don't think there's a version. There must be, though.
Yes, the Salon Quartet.
I'm just asking.
The Light of Roses, if you will.
The Salon Quartet. They don't
The
sing,
singing shearers.
They don't sing, they just stare at their phones. What?
Nothing.
Here is Da Vinci's Notebook once again with a classic song about perhaps maybe you're a little bit down right now. The world's a confusing place. And first off, I think it's time we do the Bob and Tom Show mission statement. In a world of chaos and confusion, you don't know what news is real, what's happening out there. You don't know who to believe. Our mission statement to help you is as follows. You're welcome.
How about ya?
Now, Da Vinci's Notebook.
Whenever life gets you down, keeps you wearing a frown, and the gravy train has left you behind. And when you're all out of hope, down at the end of your rope, and nobody's there to throw you a line. If you ever get so low that you don't know which way to go, come on and take a walk in my shoes. Never worry about a thing, got the world on a string, 'cause I've got the cure for all of his blues. I take a look at my enormous penis, and my troubles start melting away. I take a look at my enormous penis, and the happy times are coming to stay. I gotta sing and I dance when I glance in my pants, and the feeling's like a sunshiny day. I take a look at my enormous penis, and everything is going my way. Sing along at home, why don't you? 2, 3. I take a look at my enormous penis.
It's not that hard.
And my troubles start melting away. Just Bob and Tom.
I take a look at my enormous penis,
and the happy times are coming to stay. Yeah, I got great big amounts in the place where it counts, and the feeling's like a sunshiny day. I take a look at my enormous penis, and everything is going my way.
I'm Bob and Tom now.
Everything is going my way.
Hey, look at these goobers.
Everything is going my way.
Hey, Chihuahua.
Everything is going my way.
There you go.
Bravo, bravo.
In honor of Barbershop Music Appreciation Day, a little bit of a light of rose.
I really do kind of like Barbershop Quartet.
I do too.
You're both wrong.
The B sharps.
I don't know how they do it. I would tend to sing along with the other guy as opposed to keeping my own harmony.
Cool.
Yeah. Man,
a lot of, I think, sort of some of the jingles that we grew up with have kind of a barbershop quartet thing going on there.
All right.
Would Billy Joel's For the Longest Time count?
Yeah.
That's kind of corner singing. Yeah.
It's a four-part harmony, right?
Brooklyn corner.
Right. Like those guys in
50s
Rocky.
doo-wop. Yeah, doo-wop. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But,
I like that, the doo-wop. Yeah,
Da Vinci's Notebook, absolutely brilliant with that particular. And I hope it did cheer you up a little bit.
Yes.
Today, I'm looking over some of these things. Chick's talking about. Apparently, the Redskins have announced they're going to get rid of the name the Redskins.
The name is gone officially right now. Gone.
It looks like the top three contenders are
Red Tails, Red Wolves, and Warriors.
Okay, and there is such a thing as a red wolf.
Oh, yeah.
I Googled it. I didn't know that.
You think
Never
it was
heard of that.
They think they made it up?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, because a lot of these teams are made up. But there's a version of the logo here that has the silhouette of a red wolf against the silhouette of the Capitol. It is awful.
Probably one of those
everything you're seeing
fan-made things
online are fan-made.
It's pretty terrible. Okay. The Red Tails, though, I think it's got a good history to it. So
Monuments is in there. The Washington Monuments.
That's weak.
Yeah, that's really go you Mons.
The way things are going, they may have to get rid of the Washington. So
yeah, they may end up
here. Yeah, history there. The Potomac area.
Sioux Falls. We're moving to Sioux Falls.
Why not just the Washington Gaslighters? Let's just call it what it is.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Now, I want to remind you that our friends at Napa are up and running. Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care Centers. You can get a $25 prepaid Visa card when you buy any Napa Automotive battery. This is one of the best battery deals around. The Napa Automotive battery and a $25 prepaid Visa card. Do it yourself or have it done for you. You can do it yourself, of course, or have it done for you by the Napa Auto Care Center near you. That's Napa Know-How at participating Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care Centers. While supplies last, they're good friends of this show, and they have something we call Napa Know-How. This offer expires August 31st, 2020, so get on it today and get that battery plus a $25 prepaid Visa card when you buy at any one of the great Napa automotive batteries.
Get money for shopping. I like it.
Yeah, there we go. When we come back, we have our history lesson, of course, for the day, and also a dead cat received a opportunity to vote in this next election.
Why do I feel like there's a crazy cat lady in this story somewhere?
We'll find out when we come back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1. They put the F in professional.
Don Pardo, what a great voice. For everything Bob and Tom, check out bobandtom.com. All the latest highlights, news, and information. Links to all of our social media sites. We know you kids love your social media. You can access Bob and Tom's VIP as well. Of course, much, much more. Don't forget, you can always email us, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. If you have a request or a song, a comedian, a bit, something you'd like to hear, we'll see if we can't get it on for you in the subject line. Just put request and what you want to hear, and we'll see if we can't get it on for you. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Good morning. I'm Mark Allison with your Bob and Tom entertainment news update from the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk. Kelly Preston has died. The actress's death announced by her husband, John Travolta, who confirmed the news in an Instagram post late last night. He said his wife died after a 2-year battle with breast cancer. Preston's film credits include Twins and Jerry Maguire. She and Travolta met while filming the 1988 movie The Experts. They last starred together in the 2018 film Gotti. In it, Travolta played John Gotti. Preston played the crime boss's wife, Victoria. Kelly Preston, just 57 years old. Authorities in Southern California are to enter a 6th day of searching for TV actress Naya Rivera. The former star of the TV show Glee has been missing since last Wednesday when authorities believe she drowned in Lake Piru, northwest of Los Angeles. A search of the lake using helicopters, ATV divers, and special underwater gear has still turned up no sign of her. Authorities say Rivera is presumed to have drowned. The actress rented a boat with her 4-year-old son last week. When she didn't return in time, the renters went looking for the vessel and found Rivera's son on the boat asleep and alone. Her life jacket and ID still on board. For years, there have been whispers, talk, and sometimes shouts about the marriage of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. Now they're confirming that Pinkett Smith had an affair. The couple chatted together Friday on her series Red Table Talk. In it, she acknowledged hooking up with musician August Alsina while she and Smith were separated. During the discussion, Will Smith nudged his wife to be more forthcoming after she and Alsina had a different kind of entanglement. Smith replied, "An entanglement? A relationship?" Before Pinkett Smith came clean. Wah, wah, wah. 2 down, 2 to go. Disney plans to get its other 2 Florida theme parks back on the grid this week after reopening the Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom over the weekend. The parks drew smaller crowds than usual for this time of year when they reopened Saturday for the first time in nearly 4 months because of the pandemic. Visitors under new rules to curb the spread of COVID-19. On Wednesday, Disney expected to reopen Epcot and Hollywood Studios theme parks in Central Florida. That's a look at your entertainment headlines. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Hey, Stouffer's is introducing a machine that dispenses macaroni and cheese.
Man, just get me a chair.
I've got to try this. The mac and cheese dispenser is dumping mac and cheese on a hot dog.
I haven't tried that.
My whole life is
fat. I'm so fat. Cannot wait to eat it like that. Cannot wait. Nobody's better than me. Nobody's better than me. Take me with the breadstick. Take me with breadstick. I'm so fat. Can't wait to pour mac and cheese on my pie. I can't wait to pour.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, folks. Boom. It's me. And you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. That's 24 days and 27 days a week and 24 like the show with the guy who whispers all the time. It saves the world. And Bob and Tom 24/7. Hey, it won't blow up the world.
When you've had too much to drink, there's certain things to keep in mind. Like if you find your hands and underarms are bleeding, your beer bottle might not have a twist-off cap. And don't ever go home with a woman they call Moose or Vince. And never bet that you can fit your head inside a glove compartment. Get drunk with dignity. Keep in mind that just because a bulldog licks your face, it's not necessary to lick him back. Stay away from drinks with names like brain seizure or hippo laxative. Get drunk with dignity. If
921 Q95, it's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much. We have the other Jessica Alsman, in the beautiful. What are you doing over there? Stop that. In the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom with a quick forecast.
Q95, Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Sunny today with a high of 83. Tonight, a low of 62. Tomorrow, sunshine with a high of 88. Currently, it is 70 degrees.
Thank you very much. Now, keep listening for your shot at $1,000 coming up several times today. And you could be a winner like Jeff Bassel. Boy, but it's tough growing up with that name. But your friends are very tough on you. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Happy to be here in the big room.
Having a good time over there, are you?
In the big room. Well, I'm here in the big room. It's Chick, Josh. And this is Tom. There's Ace dancing in late for the show. Fortunately, Ace was here to do your role. Through the glass over there, Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom. It's Jessica Alsman.
Through the Glass Darkly, right? Isn't that the Stones album? No.
Through the Past Darkly is the compilation. There's Willie G. There's Patty G. And look at that. There we go. Looking very well groomed today.
He does, yeah. And you've got, man, you have really good hair, Reno.
Did you have a facial, Reno? Reno Collier. Reno Collier, comedian, has joined us.
I thought you were talking about somebody else. I was like, God, I guess everybody does look good.
Gosh, I'm going to have to say it, Reno. That's an odd beard choice, okay? I'm going to tell you.
No, I like it.
It's very D'Artagnan-esque, I think.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like it.
Yeah.
Kind of pointy.
That's because I'm always thinking like this.
Yeah, stroking that beard.
And also it's white, so like the white hairs have a life of their own. They just fire off anywhere they want to.
Oh, yeah.
So it kind of, yeah.
So you're stroking it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you think
Jessica
you
says
stroke
it looks
that,
good.
Pat, what do you stroke when you think?
I'm just glad he went to Pat.
Yeah. Yes, I thought I would take the heat off Josh there for just a second. No.
Reno, do you get beard dandruff?
No.
Oh,
no.
Chick and I were talking about
do.
this.
Yeah, I get a
we
little-
kind of get a little
yeah,
beard
get a
dandruff.
little.
I don't know what to do about
Well,
it.
my beard's very.
Are you
very
sure
white.
it's just not cookie crumbs?
I'm sorry. It's funnel cake dust.
What are you talking about, Tom? Why would you say that about Josh?
So fat. I'm so fat. I am fat. Nobody's fatter than me. Nobody's fatter than me. All I do, I eat and jerk it and eat. Take them panties off and put the salami on. Take me with breadstick. Take me with breadstick. I'm so fat.
Sorry.
You're such a good sport, Josh.
Oh, boy. Thank you.
It is very catchy.
That's the mashup version of all this. Maybe we can get the album cuts of each one so you can really see it.
The album?
Are you still doing your construction gig?
Yeah, man. I was supposed to be at Zany's this past weekend, but they have to wait till the 19th to open up. And so I go back on the road at the end of the month. But yeah, man, still plugging away. Okay. And I dude, this was so funny. The contractor I work with was really good friends with Tim Wilson. Like they were tight. And we started talking about him the other day when we were working. And I love hearing stories about Tim, man. I mean, we all miss him, you know. So he tells me the story. He goes, he was going to this meet and 3 in downtown Nashville, and he walked in and he's in the line to get his food, and he sees Tim and his brother and another guy sitting at a table, and they're getting up to leave. And Matthew's like, "Hey, Tim, are you here doing a show? Why didn't you call me?" And he's like, "No, I'm not doing a show. We're stopping to eat lunch while we're passing through to East Tennessee." And he goes, "What are you going to East Tennessee for? You got a show there?" And he goes, "No. My brother found a prosthetic foot on Craigslist, and it's a hell of a good deal. We're driving out there to get it. It's a 13, and he wears an 11, but it work. His shoes might look funny, but
wait, you're
walks out of the restaurant."
Wow. I remember that story.
Wow.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, Tim's brother had lost his foot.
Yeah.
And did you remember what else he said, Jay?
He was dealing with the pain, but Tim goes, he's ran out of pain meds, so he's kind of Civil War in it right now. That's the way Tim refers to it.
He was Civil War in it.
Yep. And I've never forgotten that.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That's funny.
Did you just put it on salt?
I can't, put some salt in there.
Yeah, and bite on a branch.
Yeah, I remember. That is definitely a true story. I remember Tim telling me about going to get the guy who'd put the extra foot for sale. Wow. And I guess there's a market for that sort of thing.
Sure.
We had a guy. Remember the guy that brought in that lamp made out of an artificial leg?
Yeah, like in Christmas Story.
Except not made for that purpose. It was a genuine artificial limb that he'd repurposed into a lamp.
Was it still hot or was it not hot?
No. What do you mean hot?
The Christmas Story lamp is hot. That's the whole thing in the Christmas Story. Is that's a hot lamp.
No, this
sexy?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. This was some guy's leg.
Oh, that's not.
No, it was just creepy.
That'd be sexy for some, but
What do calves look like?
Remember when Vic Dunlap walked in here and unbeknownst to any of us, all of a sudden he reached down and pulled a leg up and put it on the table?
I was not here for that.
It was like just below the knee. From there on down, it was fake.
I was not aware that was a thing.
That happened.
Yeah, that happened. It was very disturbing. Yeah, his brother Civil War'd it. Who would have thought? I haven't talked to his brother in a while. Is he doing okay?
His brother, maybe one of the nicest guys on the face of the earth. Just a really nice guy.
Yeah. Well,
Sweet man.
It's time now to review Today in History. So if we could get the.
Time now for
Leonard, you're not a race car.
You're not the Speedway. Changing gears there.
No, Leonard, you're not a race car. We had this discussion off the air.
Yeah, you can do the introduction?
No, she just did.
Was it in there? I didn't. Okay.
I'm here.
On this date in 1923, the Hollywood sign was dedicated. Willie, do you know what it said?
Hollywood?
It said more than that.
Yep.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Hollywood, in sunny California, stars, baby, up in the big lights.
I'll give you a hint.
Is that it?
It was a real estate promotion.
Yeah,
for a home builder. It was going to be a one of those neighborhoods that someone had taken the time and trouble to develop. It said Hollywoodland.
Yep.
And obviously, when it was rehabbed, they dropped the land. I'm not sure who took the land or where it went. It's in a
Did it
museum
burn?
somewhere. I don't remember. I just know that I think a bunch of stars got together and donated some money to get it back.
Yeah.
And build it back up.
It's pretty exciting when you see it.
It is. Yeah, I like it too.
You think DeLeon, Florida stole it? Back then it was just called Duh.
Oh, that'd be nice. They should do that. The DeLand, Florida sign.
That's a weird name for a city, though, DeLand.
1934.
Okay, sorry.
I'll make this easy. I'll make this easy. Babe Ruth hit home run number what, Jessica? 1934.
Ooh, 304.
No, in one season, you mean?
No, it was the career home run, number 700.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Famous for how many?
Being drunk.
Well, he also
714.
Yes, thank you, Chick. He also had his 1100th hot dog, of course.
Oh, do you think you've eaten 1,100 hot dogs in your life? In your life?
Wow, I don't. I'm on. It's funny. I'm recently on a hot dog jack, so I don't know. Maybe.
Well,
I easily have, no doubt.
If you'd eaten 50 a year,
and that's one a week, more or less,
in 10 years,
that seems high.
There's a chance. Yeah, it does seem high though. Yeah,
one a week. Yeah.
I eat one every time I go to Sam's Club, and that's probably twice a week.
Yeah.
Such a good deal. How do you not?
You're damn right. I get an $8 pair of shorts, a shirt with a shark on it, 2 hot dogs, and that 99-cent giant drink, and I wander around there like a freak looking at jewelry.
Nothing better than the samples at Sam's Club or Costco.
I don't eat the samples at Costco.
No, why not? Why?
Because it's what people expect me to do, and I don't want them to see me.
All right, fair enough.
This guy definitely wants a corn dog.
Exactly. I'm being completely serious.
Come here, big guy.
I will not give them the pleasure of watching me sample them.
Well, I've noticed, Josh, this is a little bit behind the scenes, but the cameras are left on during the breaks, and I have noticed that you take all your breaks and go to your little office and eat.
Yeah, I tend to eat in the office now. Because...
Is that because were you getting email or something?
Yeah, hey, how was your turkey breast? Jesus, what?
Really a weird bunch of fans in quotes we have out there. It sure is.
Right.
You know they say don't look at the comments. Last week I went to Facebook and watched a video, and Dad, you were making fun of Josh for being fat, and someone commented going, Tom makes fun of Josh for being fat, but Willie's pushing 275.
Don't look at the comments, Willie.
We got an email last week that said, Josh, I am also fat, parentheses, not as fat as you.
That's the guy, and that's the guy that loves the jokes. So,
yes,
I saw that. That was nice. Okay, birthdays. I'm sorry, we've lost our place. Julius Caesar.
Oh. Couldn't have been very old, right?
100 BCE.
What's the E?
Every day.
Before Christ, everyone.
They've changed all this stuff. I can't keep it.
Air day.
Air day?
Chick got it.
Air day.
Before Christ, every day. Okay, how about this? Oh, here we go. 1940, Patrick Stewart. You can take this one, Jessica. He's in your sphere of...
I've met Sir Patrick Stewart.
Have you?
I have. It was delightful. I went to a Star Trek convention in Chicago with my dad. I took him. It was his first one because he's a big Trekkie. And the whole Next Generation cast was there for like this reunion.
Wow. Was he very nice?
He was so nice.
He sure seems nice.
I also was probably one of the only females lined up to meet him.
I bet you were. It was like
so
a gazelle in a
proper.
lion den.
It was like, hello, how are you today? Oh my gosh, it was like the best.
The people in line standing around you, Jessica, they weren't nervous to meet Patrick Stewart. They were nervous to be standing around a woman.
They couldn't believe it.
Oh my God, there's a girl.
When I did the blue collar next generation thing, I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. And I call my dad. I'm like, Dad, you're not going to believe this. I'm doing blue collar next generation. He goes, that figures. You try to be a comedian and they put you on Star Trek.
That's great. Yeah, he's a great guy.
He sure seems to be.
He's my sister's neighbor.
What? Oh, wow.
No kidding.
How cool.
He's on Twitter reading sonnets every day.
Uh-huh.
If you want to settle
soothing.
down. Yeah.
I love. He's got a great sense of humor. I love him.
Really good guy. 1942, Harrison Ford.
All right.
Menace should be taken off, jailed.
Should never fly a plane.
No, he does fine.
Yeah. No, it landed
Indiana
on golf.
Jones,
Wherever
Han Solo.
So wherever he wants to land is okay because he's Harrison Ford.
Right.
Is that right?
Golf course, wherever.
He did do the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. So I
Well,
think
that's
he's ready
true.
to land wherever he
Oh,
wants
of course. Thank you.
We got Star Wars and Star Trek birthdays today. That's nice.
Also, on this date in 1946, the great Cheech Marin, good friend of the show.
Big
And
brain.
very big brain.
Large brain.
He was always winning on Celebrity Jeopardy.
Yeah,
course, those
collector of art.
Yeah,
he's an amazing collection.
Always wanted to meet him. I've always loved Cheech.
He's been in here a couple times.
Yeah, I'm jealous that I
Hurley's dad on Lost.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's right.
I forgot about
Does
that.
everything go back to Lost? Is that
It sure does.
4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. Moving
That's
on.
adorable.
Never seen Lost.
Wow.
Me neither.
All that brain power.
Lost
that.
is great, but they couldn't write their way out of it.
Perfect ending.
Oh, geez.
Amazing
Perfect,
setup.
perfect.
Incredibly lazy writing at the
Still,
end.
to this day,
Sad.
the only television show that showed it again with captions telling you what was happening.
To get new viewers. That's right. Yeah.
So confusing.
We realize it's really dumb and confusing, so here we're going to help you.
Birthday for another good friend of the show, actor, comedian, and physician, Ken Jeong.
All right.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, very good.
He's great, man.
Yeah, he's got a terrific story about the famous scene where he comes out of the trunk of the car in Las Vegas and he's naked. Remember this?
Yeah.
That's great, yeah.
What's the name of that movie? The
Hangover.
The Hangover.
Hangover.
Yeah, that was his idea.
Yep.
It wasn't written that way in the script. And he was going through a really difficult time at that point because his wife was quite ill and she would recover. But he walked up to the director and said, I've got a really funny idea. Wouldn't it be cool if I'm naked when they pull me out of the trunk of that car? And then the director said, that's a cool idea. And then they came back 10 minutes later with a whole bunch of legal forms he had to sign off.
Oh, wow.
So you can't just keep that in mind, Jessica.
He was right. It was much funnier to just see him pop out completely
With no
naked.
explanation.
Yeah.
As to why
You're
he would
like,
be
what?
naked.
Yeah, it was shocking.
Yeah, so when
And his wife ripped him. His wife was like, "Great, now everybody sees what I have to deal with every night." that poor guy at the Improv in LA, when all the comics would come in, when everybody found out he was a doctor, because nobody had health insurance, and people are taking their shirts off, like making them look at moles at the bar and stuff. Like, what is this thing on my back? And poor kid's like, "Oh God."
He used to rap as Dr. Ken. Do you ever see that stuff? The rapping?
No.
Oh, just hilarious.
No kidding.
Yeah, but that is true. We've talked to him several times. Yet all the comedians would kind of come up to him. And there's also this.
I did.
I know another. Who's the comedian he's an expert on Apple computers.
Scott Bruce,
Pete Lee.
Pete Lee. He's like this genius computer guy. So everybody would come up to him and they'd walk up with their iPhone and go, "Oh God, here it
No
comes."
kidding.
Yeah.
Is that real?
Yeah. In fact, last time he was here, he helped me with my iPhone. He's a very funny guy as well. Well, thank you very much, Reno. So what's your next official actual gig?
It's going to be the 29th or the 30th and 1st of August in Chattanooga, and then I'm in like Toledo. I'm booked like 5 weeks in a row. You can check it out on Twitter at Reno Collier, and I'm hoping, man, every time I get them booked, they fall out. So I'm just going to keep my nail gun in my truck and hang on.
Well, everybody's trying, yeah.
Well, we'll see.
That's right.
As your friend would say, get her done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says that.
Yeah.
Gets her
Won't
done.
Stop saying it, as a matter of fact.
Won't stop saying that.
Well, happy birthday, Julius Caesar.
Yeah. Inventor of the South.
Do you suppose they got him a cake? Great big knife.
See, they got a salad.
They got a salad.
30 different guys
They got a salad and he got 2 pizzas for $5.99.
Doesn't get a card at tout brute. See you later, Reno.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
Right now, I want to talk about these. We're so sick of all this stuff. It's so confusing, and we don't know what's going on. But you know who loves this whole situation are the people in the world of fraud, especially.
We're all on our computers a lot more.
Yeah, right? Cybersecurity. There's been a bunch of press releases from the FBI and from the IRS. You got to be very careful what you get on your computer. Be very careful what you open these days. What's the one? There's a Microsoft Windows malware known as TrickBot. It's important to understand that cybercrime is real serious right now, and one of the things you can do to help protect yourself is get a system called LifeLock. It's very inexpensive. LifeLock detects a wide range of identity threats, like your social security number, for example, being for sale on the dark web. And LifeLock has people that will help you in the event that your identity is stolen, which happened to a friend of mine about 6 months ago, and it was a gigantic nightmare. But LifeLock helped him get it all sorted out. So check out LifeLock. It's very inexpensive, like I said. I'm going to tell you about an offer here in just a second that's a really good one. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but LifeLock can see threats you might miss on your own. Join now, and once again, save 25% on your first year if you use the promo code TOM25. That's 1-800-LifeLock, or head to lifelock.com. The promo code TOM25 for 25% off your first year. You'll sleep better knowing that someone's watching all those numbers that are flying around out there. Coming up, we have a dead cat registered to vote, and it's not in Chicago. We'll find out why. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show, brought to you in part by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces, DoD, veterans, and their families. Our members are the mission, insured by NCUA. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, this is Dr. Will Miller, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
One of my favorite people in the world, Dr. Will Miller. Great man. He's got some good books out there, too. If you need some self-help and some love, he knows what he's talking about. His wife has some books out there as well. You can Google that information right there on the internet. You were listening to Bob and Tom 24/7, and we'll be right back to find out what we learned today on the Bob and Tom Show.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Multiple reports say Washington's NFL team will get rid of the name Redskins today. It's unclear when a new name will be revealed for one of the league's oldest franchises. USA Today, ESPN, The Washington Post, Washington Times, and Sports Business Journal are reporting that owner Dan Snyder is set to retire the Redskins name. Cole Custer became the first rookie winner in the NASCAR Cup Series in nearly 4 years, surging to the lead in a 4-wide final lap scramble yesterday at Kentucky Speedway. And Felix Rosenqvist passed Pete O'Ward on the next-to-last lap and earned his first career victory in the second half of the IndyCar doubleheader in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Hey, this is for you, Josh. You know whose birthday is today?
I don't.
Jessica Simpson, 40.
Oh,
40.
Man.
She has a very confessional book.
Yeah, I bought it for my girlfriend. She read, I think, 25 pages.
Did she leave it? I'll read it.
I could probably get it for you.
A failed gift? Is that what you're talking about?
I think we're done. I think that's it. We just move right on.
Time time now for things we learned.
Hey, I pulled a Pat.
Wow, that's like something I do.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. Kid Tarmac.
Hey! First we gave you Real Girls on Video going. Woo! And the follow-up, Real Girls on Video going. Woohoo! And the bonus follow-up, Real Girls on Video going. Woo! Party! You would think that would be enough, huh? Nuh-uh. We're going one step further. For the ultimate follow-up video, we've got real girls who got real drunk and woke up with real bad hangovers and God only knows what else. Here's a sample. Okay.
Hey, be quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's about 6 in the morning, and we're just outside of our victim's door, right here in some skanky dormitory on campus. Let's go in.
Well, hey, what have we got here? If it isn't one of our Real Girls on Video from last night. Good morning, sunshine.
Ugh. Hey, what the? Oh, no. What are you guys doing here? Hey, I signed the waiver.
No biggie, darling. We're just here to film for our follow-up video, Real Girls on Video who got real drunk and woke up with real bad hangovers and only God knows what else. Hey, how you feeling?
Awful. I think I'm still drunk.
Hey, I'm not surprised. Harry Buffalo, draft beer, and a few shooters. What were you thinking?
Oh, God.
Hey, will you looky there? If it ain't one of our Real Girls on Video t-shirts. On the floor. Oh, yeah. Hey, that garbage got a real workout last night.
Ugh.
Darling, I hate to make this any worse for you, but I can't help but notice that there's someone else in your bed.
Yeah, that's my new steady boyfriend.
Yeah, right. He looks like one of last night's obnoxious drunk guys going.
Wrong. He's sensitive, sincere, and he loves me.
Yeah, right. Hey, mind if I try something?
What?
Hey, pal, wake up.
Whoa, it's the camera dudes from last night. How's it hanging?
Hey, pretty good. Let me ask you something. You know that girl lying next to you? What's her name?
Tina?
Tina?
Sarah?
Sarah?
Not even close. Hey, darling, you think this could all get any worse for you?
Well, actually, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Oh, yeah. That reminds me. When you order Real Girls on Video who got real drunk and woke up with real bad hangovers and God only knows what else, you get the bonus tape. Real Girls spewing real hurls on video.
Yeah.
Hey, what am I smelling there? Peppermint schnapps?
Oh,
Get
yeah.
the whole series. Real Girls on Video going.
Woo!
Real Girls on Video going.
Woohoo!
And Real Girls on Video going.
Woo! Party!
And now, the ultimate follow-up. Real Girls on Video who got real drunk and woke up with real bad hangovers and got a...
9:45 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Jessica Alsman sitting in for Christy Lee. She's in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom with an update on the weather forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather forecast brought to you by CarX. It's going to be sunny today, a high of 83. Tonight, have a low of 62. And tomorrow, sunny skies with a high of 88. Currently, it's 72.
Pay attention because there may be some serious cash at stake today. In chunks of $1,000, you could be a big winner just like Jeff Bassel. Find out how by just listening. It's pretty simple. We call it money for something. And like I said, you could be our next winner. So throughout the day, you'll be hearing a certain announcement from the mellifluous voice of... I think that's me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Just be listening for me to say that. And I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to say, but it'll be very clear what I'm going to say. It just involves a lot of money. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Happy to be here on this, the 13th of July, 2020. The confusion continues. We're trying to help you edit out all of the voices in your head. And in this crazy world with our mission statement, ladies and gentlemen.
Got a letter about our mission statement.
Oh, very good. We have a letter.
Dear Bob and Tom Show, you guys rock. I listen to the show on my app every morning.
Terrific.
I also babysit my neighbor's 3-year-old daughter.
Ah.
Whenever your mission statement is mentioned, she recites it right along with you.
Is that right? You mean our mission statement, which is...
You are This is from Paul. You are teaching the leaders of tomorrow about reality.
Good. That's our job. Now, we have young Jessica Alsman over there in Christie's normal spot in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom. What do you got?
Today is National French Fry Day.
Oh, how about that?
So there's deals everywhere right now.
Hell. French fry day, Tom.
Yeah.
Jake, you want to do a sandals lunch with French fries?
I think it should. Sandals lunch. Here we go.
A lot of people don't know this.
Oh.
What's that, Ace?
Really?
First French fries weren't fried in France.
Really?
They weren't.
They're fried in Greece.
Boom!
The one that started it all.
Ah, yeah.
Boom!
That's how it's done, baby.
The magic joke that started it all.
And that's the one.
Thank
Joke
you very
heard
much,
around the world.
Ace. I'm not sure that may be our only French fry tribute. I don't know if we have any more.
I think you might be right.
Well, on the Bob and Tom program.
I can do a little research for the show. Come back with some French fry tributes.
Okay.
We have the Belgian fry thing that we did.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, months ago. That was kind of fun. Yeah.
Do you remember that story, Jessica?
I don't.
I think it was the president of Belgium. They were trying to help out their potato farmers. So they actually came out at a press conference and said it's very important that people eat more French fries.
Yes.
Oh,
Can you
do
imagine?
What you gotta do.
Well, that'd be so great if the president of the United States got up and said, "Listen, the only way to cure this thing is eat French fries." Here's the story. The agriculture minister Hildy Krevitz.
Oh my God!
That's Lenny's wife, isn't it?
Yeah.
Spelled Crevit. Hildy Krevitz.
Like a crevice? Crevitz?
Flemish
Oh my God!
agriculture minister.
Wow.
The education of Hildy Grievous.
Yeah, potato farmers having some troubles there, so they're trying to get people to eat fries.
I didn't realize Thomas Jefferson was the person that brought French fries over to America.
Is that right?
He introduced them
Oh, well.
because he left France.
Yeah, he did.
Your move, Idaho. Let's go.
Yeah.
Got those Belgian fries to take care of. You ever had one of those potato guns?
No. What's a potato
Mark
gun?
Twain?
Wait.
Why would I have had one of those?
You ever had one of those potato guns, Jessica?
Wow, what a
Now, I know you guys had one in here at one point.
wild
Yeah,
question.
they're you make them out of PVC pipe and
I shot
Like a
one
t-shirt
into
cannon?
yeah, they're incredibly dangerous.
They are.
They
yeah.
can explode. I think we were spraying some kind of hairspray in them and then igniting it. And
You got to be careful about the amount of. I shot one into Lake Mead one time. and,
No kidding.
It was the apex of a trip to Vegas. Actually,
I would think so.
yeah, it was something else. That was a good.
Just saying. I mean, if you want to help out the potato farmers, get those potato guns. Those are a blast.
Oh, it's a waste of potato.
A waste when you see it flying through the air hitting stuff.
Yeah, you're
Are you
right.
kidding? Great. I'm sorry.
They do come out about a million feet a second.
And they can be very dangerous. Please.
Hey, time now for things we learned today on the Bob and Tom Show, brought to you by Grainger. Delivering the products to keep your facility running is what Grainger does best. They've been doing it for 90 years. Visit Grainger.com for whatever you need, whenever you need it. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pat Godwin. We saw Pat this morning when he walked in, and after the show, he's going to take a bath in his coffee cup. That's
you got the big one.
This is a
big
large coffee.
Josh Arnold gave himself a haircut.
Yeah.
And not everyone likes it.
That's okay. That's all right. I didn't do it for them.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Don't you feel foolish, though, and self-conscious?
Not
Of
at
course
all.
you do.
Not at all.
And I'm a little confused. The Washington Redskins have announced that they are going to drop the name Redskins.
The name has been officially retired.
But have they said when they're going to announce the new name?
Today. No, they haven't said when they're going to announce the new name. They're still looking at it.
All right. Now, let's see. A chick has R2-D2 sound effects whenever he gets a text message.
Yes, I do.
Awesome.
You spend a great deal of time getting that set up. I understand.
Like many hours.
I wear a lot of sunscreen at certain times, certain places. There's a photograph of me on the.
One could say whiteface.
On the beach, yes. I mean, I look like the Joker with a French Legionnaire's hat on.
Look like a killer clown, man.
Yeah, they don't make any more movies about the French Foreign Legion, do they?
No, they don't.
They used to. There were a lot of them, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like that was
The four feathers, that kind of thing.
favorite topic. Yeah.
I think like Abbott and Costello joined the Foreign Legion.
Right.
Never really took off. You haven't seen one in years. Probably because they're all speaking French.
Somebody break a guy's heart, he goes to the Foreign Legion. Remember that?
Let's see now.
Oh, I'm the only one.
There's some guy paid $114,000 for a Super Mario game. On Etsy, you can find a Jenga game with Jello shots. I guess 14 of the 54 blocks hide a Jello shot, and the object is to keep playing until one of you is. I would think if you had to do all 14 Jello shots, wouldn't that kill you?
I don't think
Not
a shot.
kill, but yeah, you're.
I don't think a shot is a shot of a Jello shot. I don't think it's the same amount of alcohol in a regular shot.
Yeah.
That's from
okay.
a scientist, Dr. William Griswold.
And then someone is famous for saying, "I'll have the Jack Daniel's steak." This is at Fridays.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'll have the Jack Daniel's steak. Please hold the steak.
Gets me every time.
Friend of Josh's. Apparently loves his booze. Thank you so much. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got something to say? Send us an email, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.